And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the room saying select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to episode 20-ish of the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. Tonight, we've got a full house. We've got UFC Bill, Clay, Chance, Ray, Josh, myself, and special guest Woods.
Hey.
Tell them what's up, man.
What's up?
All right, so the lineup tonight, we're going to try to be quick on the sports stuff. We're going to talk Bill Russell's death, NFL news, UFC, and then we're going to get into the best TV shows draft.
Wait, don't forget about Bill's cruise.
Yeah, we got to hear about the cruise.
I'll be brief.
Oh.
I don't know. I think it should have its own episode.
Was OJ on it?
He don't remember
OJ was there. Y'all know. Y'all heard some OJ shout outs while I was gone.
We did. We sure did.
Took up a
He's never far from Bill's mind.
Yeah.
No.
he made his entrance on our pod we just did, the movie and music pod.
The music
Y'all think
pod.
Bill will go back to back?
Absolutely does.
I think it's a guarantee now.
There's no way he can miss.
He's automatic at this point.
Yeah.
Now, if he can deliver from Mexico.
Kind of like the OJ of OJs, you know?
Yeah.
He's a killer.
He cuts up. Yeah.
He cuts up every episode, man.
Very
man.
cutthroat.
Allegedly.
I mean, the glove still does not fit.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Nope.
I mean,
All right.
technically, we already got another OJ mention. If we,
Nah, I don't
I
count
don't
that.
count.
I want it to be brought up with our
It's got to
topic.
be in the context.
you want sneaky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill's like,
I got you.
I got you.
Got you covered.
All right, let's talk Bill Russell.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Was he born in Monroe?
He was.
Yes, he
All right,
was.
he was born in Monroe. Okay, I'll make sure I wasn't dreaming that.
North LA connection, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hit close to home, you know.
Yeah.
Left because of racism, though. So thanks, Louisiana. For
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, good job. He went to California.
San Francisco.
Speaking of that, I learned something about him today. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame in like 1975, but he never accepted the honor until 2019 when Chuck Cooper, the first African American NBA player, got inducted.
Wow.
He kept himself from saying I'm in the Hall of Fame until he was inducted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the Celtics put his jersey in the rafters and they didn't even show up for it.
Yeah. And he's Bill Russell. He
That
did whatever he
guy for
wanted.
Big accolades.
Is he muted?
So
He's still muted.
11 championships
Yeah.
with the Celtics, 8 straight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'll never
That
see
doesn't
that.
impress Clay, but
No,
it impressed
At all.
me.
It was before 1970, so it
Yeah.
don't count.
Bill Russell, he was, I don't know, I accept
He's
him.
playing against smaller people like Kareem
And
was.
was
They actually,
brother among
they actually
fellows.
played a little basketball.
Hey, he played against Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt was 7'1". Russell was 6'9".
Yeah.
And I think I forgot the stat I read. It was something like, he won 20 out of 24 meetings with him.
Yeah, he kind of owned him. I didn't know that.
Larry Bird called him the greatest Celtic ever. If he says that.
Yeah.
You gotta honor
Larry
that,
Legend,
for sure.
so yeah.
I mean, I think it's no debate, honestly.
No.
I mean, 11
11
championships, and then he
rings.
won 2 more as a coach, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, he was a player coach. They created a whole position for the man.
yeah,
So
he was the first African American one, I
first.
believe.
oh,
That's right.
absolutely.
I think he won 2 national championships in college at San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's got a jewelry store.
yeah. I mean,
Championship
there's the
rings.
iconic picture
Yeah.
where he's got all the rings on his finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even fit them all.
And a super humble guy, too. I mean, he wasn't always trying to get in the news
Awesome and
and do
humble.
stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome,
Yeah,
humble.
there you
Shout
go.
out to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was flipping off people at the award shows and everything. Those are great clips
Just the other
to
day,
see.
wasn't that? Or that was last time he started, 2019 or
Yeah.
something, they said.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say that that hasn't been said by other people. Just a great guy.
died peacefully at his home at 88.
Yeah.
I mean, what else
more
can
do
you
you
want?
want?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolute legend for sure. So
What else do we have?
Let's dive into
Let's go DK.
Yeah, go a little NFL
Let's talk about DK.
So yeah, DK Metcalf. I think while we've been in a little hiatus since Wednesday, he signed
Good word.
3 years, $71 million.
Pay the man.
Yeah, he was $1 more million than Scary Terry. And then today, Deebo Samuel signs for 3 years, $71.55 million. So each receiver just gets a little step up
What
from
a
each other.
class
So.
of wide receivers, too,
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah, and there's still more to get paid. I think Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh, he won't get as much as them probably, but
No,
still, I mean,
he
he's
shouldn't.
really, really talented. And then I think there's one or two other guys.
I think they had the same agent, if I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm pretty sure I read where they had the
Probably
same agent.
Rosenhaus or something.
Yeah, Rosenthal.
That's a pretty
No,
good.
not
That's a
Not
pretty
Ro-
good week
Ro-
for him.
Rosenhaus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got a nice little payday.
Yeah. And then apparently Deshaun Watson's news.
Yeah,
is coming to a
ESPN. This
close.
has all come from ESPN app. They sent out a alert earlier and say there's a developing story that Deshaun Watson's trial, disciplinary trial is being held on Monday, August the 1st. So maybe we're going to find out how long he's going to be suspended finally, or if he's going to be suspended.
But they could drag that out for
Yeah.
a while too.
And then whatever it is, he'll appeal probably.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll
Absolutely.
go right back to courts or
But
something.
it's the first actual news of this we've heard in a while now, so that's promising.
Inches closer to our AFC North preview show.
It does.
So I don't want to do that till we know about that situation
because that changes everything.
Yeah.
And who knows what might come out that we don't know already.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably get suspended a couple preseason games or something.
Yeah.
Something terrible.
And then Kamara will miss half a season.
Oh,
Yeah.
years at least.
He might get
Tampa Bay
banned.
games.
Yeah, he might go to jail.
Yeah, just both Tampa games. That's it.
Tampa Bay games and playoffs. That's it for him.
Yeah.
It's about 6 games.
Roger Goodell, you suck.
Yeah, you're not a friend of the podcast.
In case you're listening.
Yeah.
If you're listening, I hate you.
In your comfy chair down in your basement,
Wearing your sweater.
eating your M&Ms.
We have a better couch.
Depressing life you have.
Yeah.
Bum.
So a little bit more sports news. What we got? UFC.
Yeah, we hit UFC real quick. Amanda Nunez last night defeated Juliana Pena in their rematch of probably the biggest upset in a while in UFC, in my opinion. Because I didn't think Nunez was ever going to be beat until she died.
I
you
thought,
know?
is back on
I
top.
thought she'd be fighting men before long.
I mean, she beat every other
That
chick.
can be arranged. I mean,
You know?
dudes doing that.
But
Payday.
Smashing faces.
I didn't watch the fights last night mainly because I wasn't intrigued by anybody else on the card. So I'm not a big Brandon Moreno or flyweight division at all fan anyways.
I saw people saying that he's just like about to be a star.
Yeah, people love him. He's from Mexico too, so that helps because there's not really a whole lot of Mexican fighters. So that helps him out with that. And then
What'd you think
the
about
Black Beast got
the
knocked
Black
out in
Beast?
like 12 seconds or
Heard he
something
got
like
screwed.
that. But he got screwed, in my opinion, on the video I've seen. But like Dana White said in the post-conference news, he's like, if any of us would have been in there refereeing that fight, the way he dropped down to the ground, you're stopping that fight because it looked way worse than it ended up being. Yeah. But
And the
still.
last thing you want is a guy 265 plus on top of a guy and pounding his
Yeah,
head
exactly.
in the canvas.
Exactly.
That's no good. It's not the same as when a flyweight hits somebody
Yeah,
and goes
not
after
even
him.
close.
Like when these cats, they knock each other out, and that's why a lot of times those heavyweight fights are quick.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what's the famous words?
One hitter quitter.
You're not down to your.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be knocked out if I'm standing up.
Yeah, I
or
can't be
something?
knocked out if I was standing up, and he stood up immediately when the dude waved it off.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing, and I think I mentioned this to you, Chance, in about a 20-second clip,
Oh, yeah.
Lewis gets hit. His opponent threw 20-something strikes.
Yeah.
And Derek Lewis never attempted a strike. He was scrambling to get away, but he never tried to hit back.
It sounded kind of like
sure
an
that's-
ambush, kind of. That's what it sounds like. Yet again, I
Yeah.
didn't watch it, but everything I've heard sounds like it's an ambush. But have you looked at the fight stats for Nunez?
Yeah, I did. I'm looking at
Pena
it right
was
now.
like right there with her.
I
in
saw that
every
she
statistical
almost-
category.
She almost choked her out or something. I saw.
She almost made her
yeah.
tap in the
And then-
fourth round, they said. And,
So Nunez
man,
lost his step, huh?
And I don't think so.
Well, I can tell you one thing from that.
She looked weird wearing
Pena
yellow,
can
I'll
take
tell you
a
that.
Punch.
Yes.
Pena can take a punch because her head was laid open. You could lay your finger down.
Yeah, it was a big gash in her forehead.
That's two big old women, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But they were already talking about Nunez is probably going to fight Shevchenko for the third time.
You don't get a Pena part 3?
I don't think she deserves it.
Why? She beat her and then took her 5.
Did you listen to the scores?
Man,
She lost
unanimous, huh?
50-43.
But
There
still,
was
I mean,
multiple
if it's-
10-8 rounds,
if it's
man.
tied, though.
There was Pena ain't got enough legacy, I don't think. What do you think, Josh? You're into the fight game too.
I don't know. Probably will go a third.
People
But
want it
do
to.
you
I just
wanna
don't.
see it? Do you want to see it?
I still think it was such a fluke that she beat her the first time. You know, I think Nunez just
not
must
if
have
she
had
was
some
on-
type
she
of
was that close
distraction.
to
Who else is
submission.
going to fight her? There's nobody that
Shevchenko's the only one available,
Yeah,
but
she's
she's done
125.
dominated her twice.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
her weight is 125.
Yeah, so
When she goes
Shevchenko
up
would have to
135,
come
She
up.
can't. She can't hang with her.
No,
She can't.
And Nunez
nobody
already
can
beat
hardly.
Shevchenko
They'll
twice.
make it a trilogy like they always
Yeah,
do.
then I think
And then it'll
I
be
think
fun.
it'll be Pena, but I just wish it wasn't.
There's no use for a third Shevchenko fight if Nunez is up 2-0.
But you can
gotta
promote.
break the-
But
you
you
gotta
can
break the tie.
promote that though. You
gotta
can
break the
you can
tie.
promote Shevchenko a lot easier than Pena because Shevchenko has dominated her division still, even though her only 2 losses have came to Nunez. You know, she has still dominated her division. She's still the second best women fighter in the world.
Hey,
So-
it's hard to beat somebody 3 times. Saints know that.
That is true. That is true. So this might be her shot.
Yeah.
But
Maybe we can get her some PED information.
she'd call up T.J.
Bill's got the
Dillashaw.
report.
I have the files.
Too big of a size disadvantage right there.
Yeah, Nunez is on a whole other level, man. She really is.
So Nunez versus Moreno. Who's got it?
Nunez.
Because what's Moreno's weight?
125.
Oh, there we
no,
go.
not 135.
Oh, perfect, right?
135. No? What are flyweights? I always get that mixed up. Are they 125? Bantamweights are 135. Because lightweights are 155. Featherweights 145. So, yeah, 125. She's already heavier
Oh, so
than
she's
them.
heavy. Oh,
Yeah.
she's got it.
Yeah, because she has the 135 belt and the 145
Straw
belt.
weight is 115, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can't hardly watch that. If somebody's not getting knocked out.
Joanna. you can watch Joanna fighting that, though,
Oh, yeah.
because, you know, she had that power.
Joanna
guys.
sucks.
Oh, guys, no. No.
What's Doug Rose fight at?
115.
No, I watch her.
I love.
Yeah.
She's entertaining.
She could throw.
Except her last fight was terrible.
She's scared to death.
That
Yeah.
was a terrible. Maybe one of the
I
worst
know
fights I've
she
ever seen.
struggles a lot, though, like depression and stuff,
Yeah.
and a lot of mental health
She didn't look
issues.
right.
So I bet that was probably part of that.
Rayleigh just brought up something great. What did you say?
What is a heavyweight women's class?
There's
There's not.
They
The
need
biggest
one.
the biggest women's class is 145, and nobody even fights in it anymore.
We need heavyweight women.
The UFC created that division for Cyborg, and she won a couple of matches.
So when are the
you know,
Williams
but
sisters coming over
nothing.
from tennis?
Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh.
I would pay to watch that.
But there's no weight class.
What about Muhammad Ali's daughter? Right?
I guarantee you,
Uh,
Serena's more than
No, dude, that,
145.
I'd pay big
she
money
ain't
to
fought in
see
like
them fight each
15
other.
years. Talking about Layla? Yeah.
Hey, I think the fighter with my favorite name fought in the opening round or the prelim fight. Blood Diamond.
Ooh.
He's a
wow.
welterweight.
It can't
That's
be
a
the
movie,
it can't
right?
be the diamond. He has to be a blood
Yeah,
diamond.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he
That's
lost.
a great
So
movie.
Yeah, so he's probably
He's
ain't
not
gonna
my
fight
favorite
again.
anymore.
He'll probably never fight him.
Yeah, he's probably done. Yeah.
I mean, with that name, you-
probably
You
the
get
only
one
time
shot.
we'll ever mention him
Yeah.
on here. Huh?
Especially if you're that early prelim, you get one shot. But that's about it for UFC. That was UFC 277. I don't know who's even headlined 278.
when's the good one that's coming
Well,
up?
there's a big
October.
fight coming up.
October.
October's the big one. I think 278's Usman and Leon Edwards.
You're right. I'm just.
And
Usman's in the new
Usman's
Black
the best.
Panther movie.
Yeah, Usman's the best fighter in the world right now, so
know
it's
why,
not going to
but he
matter.
is.
He's going to dominate
and
Leon.
the card's not that great. It's just
No,
one fight.
because he's going to bring enough of a crowd that they can kind of understack it. But man, October's going to be
No, that
awesome.
That's a big card. Big
I'll be watching that while I'm probably my wife's having our son, so that's gonna be interesting. So
any other sports news before we want to dive into our draft?
I'm ready to get in the draft.
I'm freaking excited.
It's a bit of a different episode. You know, we're not a lot of them topics we probably could have talked about for an hour, but we're just going to breeze by them. We'll get into that another day. And
the drafts
we'll
are
have
just
some
fun
drafts.
for us.
Oh, they absolutely are.
We enjoy
the debate,
And
No
we've been
NFL
wanting to do
talk?
this one. What'd you say?
No NFL talk.
I mean, is there anything you want to talk about?
We talked DK.
That's right. Well, we can
And
talk
Debo.
about the guy from Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, Ron
He got
Jensen.
hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. Probably out for the year. They're saying.
Yeah, center for
the Bucks.
The Bucks.
Different
I saw that they're looking at J.C. Treader though. He used to be a center for the Browns and someone else. And I mean, I don't know why he's a free agent. Honestly, maybe he had an injury or something, but he should not be in free agents. He's probably a top 10 center in the league. So, Brady will get that, and he always stays up.
I finally finished my auction draft with the 1201 Sports guys today. Yeah, I finally finished my auction draft, and I haven't picked in like 2 weeks.
Better win that league.
Dude, I'm not going to win that league. I'm screwed.
You went 2 weeks between picks.
Yeah, because it's a salary cap league with contracts.
Is your roster good?
And I inherited. I can read you my roster.
Yeah,
real quick.
read
It
the
won't
roster
take
real
long.
quick.
I inherited a roster from a guy named Kyle Press that got kicked out of the league because he doesn't pay attention. And undoubtedly, he had a big hard on. Shout out Peyton Mitchell, yeah. He sounds a lot like Peyton.
You've been warned, Peyton.
He undoubtedly has like a hard on for Tom Brady because it's a $300 salary cap league, and Brady alone was $70 that I inherited. But if I cut him, I would have had to pay $35 in dead money. So it's a lot like a real NFL organization.
How much does it cost to get in this, by the way?
I think it's free, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna brag. Yeah, but it's fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
So you don't get
I don't
paid
even
if
have
you
a
win.
bench, okay? And they don't play defenses.
You don't have a bench?
I don't have a bench yet. No, they don't play defenses. They don't play kickers. They play 2 quarterbacks if you want to.
Those are the funnest.
So it's
things
a
to do.
quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, and then offensive player. Is
that 3
it's
wide
like a super
receivers?
flex.
Read 'em
Yeah.
off. What you got?
So I got Tom Brady, Nick Chubb, James Conner, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Jerry Jeudy, Mark Andrews, Kareem Hunt, Kendrick Bourne, and the man who has that dog in him, Zach Wilson.
So why are you going to get?
Yeah, those are
Why are you
good.
going to get?
Your
three?
wide receivers.
The wide
are
receivers.
stacked.
That's insane.
Yeah, I got lucky because he already had Tom Brady, Jamar Chase, Kupp, and Mark Andrews on the team.
Did Fox draft this roster?
There's only a couple white fellas.
Yeah, but the
There's no
one non-white
defenses,
fellow is
so he definitely
LSU.
didn't.
So
That is true. Cooper Kupp though, man, he's only I got him for $22 this year. $22 because they undoubtedly didn't value him, and luckily this dude signed
last year
him
he
to a
wasn't.
contract.
Last year he was like a top 30
I
receiver
got him
probably.
Chase is like for $40 on here. But I'm the only team in the league without a bench, so whenever free agency opens up on September 5th, I think it is, I'm allowed to win people from free agency as long as nobody else bids. So I can have $0 bids and claim the guy. So whenever that happens, I'm going to have to handle that because I need a backup quarterback, and I'm going to need some running backs.
God,
and tight ends.
looking at the app makes me excited for
Oh,
fantasy.
yeah, I get chills looking at it.
Wait.
I'm very excited for that. I
Yeah,
think
there's an update on that. 'cause
September 3rd for our draft. I think that's our date. We're
We,
ready for it, man.
We had talked about that a couple times on the podcast. Like I said, it's been a month-long ordeal, so
Yeah.
it's
And
finally over.
That's how this pod originated. Is
Fantasy.
Yeah,
fantasy football.
I can't wait to start talking about it.
Oh yeah.
So.
And I think we have a competitive league.
Oh, we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a guy that's won
I was non-competitive
back-to-back
last
years. Did AJ win this past year too?
No.
Well, I know he won both leagues 2 years ago.
Kyle,
He won
you won
both
one of them,
leagues.
I was
right?
about to say you better put some respect on my name.
You won this past year.
I won this thing.
Was this when I had the number 1 seed in auction or something?
I don't know.
I had the
didn't
number
make
1
playoffs
seed in
either.
one of them, and
It's
I
6
lost
seed
like
is
the
where
second
it's at.
round.
If you're going to win it,
I won the year before last with auction. I know I dominated that. I don't know who won the other league. Probably Austin.
Probably.
He wins every year.
Yeah, he wins something.
He's won every year that he's been a part of it.
Josh is always
Hey,
on.
Josh, several
You
times.
might have won, Josh. I know you told me whenever I joined that you've won it a lot in the past.
It would have been auction you won because Kyle, you're
Yeah,
a snake, right?
I got several rings.
All right, let's do this, guys. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
All right.
Oh, we
pass
got to
up the
determine
cards.
the.
Hey, let me add a little something before we get into
We haven't
that.
done this cruise talk either.
I had but I ran into somebody after my cruise, went to the Astros game, and we were killing time, getting ready to go to the
How'd that
game.
go?
Ran into some people that
Astros lost.
well, a little food truck area. We were just visiting with people. We were waiting on food, and guy asked me where I was from, and told him Jonesboro. And I said, where are you from? He said, well, Church Point. And we started talking about high school football because he knew Jonesboro Hodge from that. It's a great feeling to be somewhere like that, and you run into somebody who knows you. And he said he went to Port Barry for high school.
That's like what, 4A, 5A?
They're big, right?
No, they were
they're
small. We played them in the.
Really?
And I asked him. I said, "Okay, so y'all still have that same field set up?" Because I remember going there. I think it was 87 or 88. We went there for one of the playoff games, and when a kicker would kick extra points or field goals, the ball would go on the cafeteria, and somebody had to crawl up there and get it and throw it back down. And
sounds like Lake Providence, huh?
And he said, "Oh, you really date yourself if you knew that." I'm like, well, we went there a few times.
Did you mention to him the podcast, Bill?
Well, I didn't.
Oh my God!
But
you got to go back right now.
Yeah,
get in the truck, start driving.
But that was neat. I mean, it was neat to run into people.
Little old town,
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the OJ drop. I was waiting on it.
No, he's going to tie it to a TV show somehow.
So
man.
the cruise. Any wild stories, I guess, huh?
Ooh, probably none that I can share. But no, we had a good time. Left out of Galveston. Once again, when we got to Jamaica, the cab drivers just scared me nearly to death. One of these days, I'm going to rent a car when I get there and just see how long I last. Because, man, it's crazy. We told our cab driver we wanted to go to some, not gift shops. We want to go, like, stuff that's made by people in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And he took us into the downtown area. Oh, let me tell you.
Get anything you want.
It was rough. It was rough, though.
Did they have a white T-shirt behind the counter?
No, but I went into several convenience store bathrooms just to check out, and they got nothing. Nah. So apparently that's all American.
No vending machines in the bathroom.
But we were in Jamaica, went to Grand Cayman. I didn't even get off the boat then. I just hung out on the ship. Went to Cozumel. Of course, my big thing, I loved going to the comedy shows. Yeah. They'll have 2 or 3 comedy shows every night. Pretty late. So. I mean, that's my big thing.
And they get pretty dirty because I've listened to some.
Oh, yeah. They had some PG ones in the, 7 o'clock range, and then the, like 9 and 10:30 ones.
How did it relate to Absinthe? Was it as bad as that?
Oh, no, I don't think anything will ever top that.
Oh, no.
You had Absinthe?
No, the Vegas Strip.
We went to a show in Vegas called that.
I thought y'all were drinking it.
Oh, he did.
Those were served, yeah.
They had that. Yeah.
They had a couple of those.
Over the sugar cube and all, the whole bit?
Well, it was in a bigger mixed drink. I mean, it had some other stuff in it. Not that I recall.
It was us three, my dad and Chase, and we were grouped together on like the second row. We got called some words by the leaders of the show. We can't say on air.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very derogatory names.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
And they mentioned Clay's visor he was wearing and what it protected him from.
Yeah. We'll have to get into that.
Yeah,
completely off air.
Yeah.
My imagination's going wild.
Dude,
that's our after
Absinthe
hours
is
pod.
awesome though up there, man. That's great.
So the one, there was a lady comedian that was there, and she was
Come on.
Her name was Amy Ashton.
Amy Schumer.
And she said Amy Ashton, Amy like Schumer, Ashton like Kutcher.
Hate her.
She said that every time. I saw her show like 4 times, and I heard the same jokes several times. But anyway, she had a pretty neat story. She said she used to work for Joan Rivers. I don't know if y'all know Joan Rivers.
Joan,
okay,
funny
she worked for Joan Rivers, and they had the same publicists and stuff. And they were in L.A. for a meeting about some TV show they were trying to get together, and said her publicist said, "Look, as soon as you get out of this meeting, Oprah is right across the hall, or right down the hall." She said, "Just when she starts coming out, you need to go see her because she's got some time. You can talk to her." She said, "So as soon as Oprah walks out," she said, "I start running down this hall," and she said, "I kind of stumbled, and they had a big cactus plant, and she like falls into it. She's got these spines all on her side, but she said, I just keep running up to, I get down there and, they introduce her and tell her she's, works on this TV show with Joan Rivers and all this. And she said, Oprah just looked at her and she said, Are you okay? You okay? She said, yeah. And she looked down, there's blood on her arm and her leg with all these spines sticking out. And she said, "No, I'm fine. I just ran into this cactus when I was trying to get down here." And Oprah said, "Oh, thank goodness. I thought you'd been out with OJ."
Get the board.
And that's a true story.
She really said all that?
Oprah really laid that on her.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God. The count goes on.
That was a wild adventure right there.
Didn't disappoint.
Attaboy, Bill.
That's you got me. I didn't think that's where that was going.
I didn't
Me neither.
Hey, that's how I roll.
That is 9 straight references to OJ.
So let's deal the cards, man.
Rayleigh, let's do it.
All right.
Figure this out.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go start with.
Wait, I get first pick.
Yeah.
Clay gets first pick.
So I get ace. Where's my ace at?
That's it.
No, it's not.
Josh.
And this is the order you get to pick when you draft.
That's right.
Gotcha. Do we go across and back, or we start over every time?
Bill.
You
Number 3.
have to trade with your brother, don't you?
No, I do not.
Clay, you want to write this down?
No, I need this.
So we got a chance on the first
Choice.
Yep. First.
I'm picking number 1 overall.
Good call.
I have to get before Bill.
So we got Chance going number 1. Who's got the 2 card? So you can pick where in the draft you want to be. If you pick number 6, you get to go 2 picks back to back. But 2's
No,
pretty good.
we have 7 people.
Oh, 7 people.
Yeah.
So you want to stay at 2?
Yeah, I'll stay at 2.
All right. That's Bill.
Bill, you're 3.
Yeah. You want to stay there?
I might go 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would he stay?
Okay, I'm gonna go. I've got the 4th card. I'm gonna go. What's taken? 1, 2, and 7.
Yep.
So you go 6, right?
I'm gonna go 5.
It's Railey.
Dang. That's what I was going to do. I'll jump up to 3. I'll man up. Jump up to 3 there.
All right.
Not my favorite spot, but
Who's next? Josh or Kyle?
Who has number 6?
I got
Josh.
6.
Okay.
I'll just stay where I'm at. That's fine. No
Okay.
big deal.
All right, I'll take 6. Nobody wants it.
no,
No,
he's 6.
that's what Wade got.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
6.
Josh
okay.
got it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle with you.
All right, y'all ready? Kick it off, Chance.
All right.
Do it.
Just to clarify some rules, no game shows.
Has to be scripted.
Yeah, no
documentaries.
documentaries.
Has to be somewhat scripted.
We are including streaming series.
Dude,
Yes. Yeah.
Black and white.
I mean, Duck Dynasty is scripted.
Well, yeah. Are you going to take Duck Dynasty, though? There you go.
That's not scripted.
Well, we can veto. We can veto if it's out the thing. I think everyone knows what we're doing though.
Yeah, it'll be figured out.
I got you. So we're staying away from reality TV and
Yes.
So
And
no
game
American
shows.
Idol?
No American
No
Idol.
American Idol or Real World? I have to scratch that.
So the order is Chance, Woods, Railey, Kyle, Clay, Josh, Bill.
It's going to take forever for me
Correct?
to pick it.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right, Chance. kick it
Number
off.
1, it's by far, like, hands down my favorite show of all time. I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times now, and that is Breaking Bad. I think it is like
Great pick. Great pick.
you like Breaking Bad too. Okay, 'cause I knew Clay didn't like it. I knew Railey didn't
Are
like
you a
it.
fan of crystal meth?
I love the blue stuff.
There we go.
I love the blue stuff, man. It is just a phenomenal show.
It's the teacher in you, isn't it?
I guess it is. Maybe I'm doing this on the side. I'm stealing from the science
your
department.
retirement
Hey, it's science, bitch.
Yeah. It's critically acclaimed. It's the number 1, if not number 2, TV show of all time. Just to see the character growth of Walter White from season 1, when you just feel so bad for him, and then I can't think it was 6 seasons or 5 seasons. 5. At the end of season 5, you see him laying there dying in the last episode, after he got done holding the machines that he cooked meth with.
Spoilers.
It came out 20 years ago. It's just like you saw. He never did it. Like they always talked about, he did it for the money for his family and his kids. He didn't do that junk for the money. He might have said that to start it off.
He loved the equipment.
He loved to cook meth because
Chemistry.
it made him feel powerful. And he didn't feel powerful, and especially with that horrible wife he had in Schuyler.
How did he die?
He had cancer, and then he got shot at the end.
The bad kind.
Yeah, he had the bad cancer. But he got shot at the end by himself, actually, technically. But phenomenal show, great spin-offs that I'm hoping to talk about later.
See, I couldn't get into it because it started slow.
Yeah, you have to get past season 1. No, he set up a Gatling gun in the back of a car, and with a remote control that came from his key fob to the car. So he's in there with these
giddy over here.
I'm telling you, man, he's in the house with the neo-Nazis. He's there to save Jesse, and he's looking at Jesse, and he's been like a slave for him, cooking meth. And Walt looks at him, he yells, "Jesse, get down." He goes and tackles him, and he hits the remote button, and the gun just starts going and going back and forth, and he parked the car specifically so it could shoot inside the house, and he got shot with one of the bullets. He dies. Jesse gets away. You later learn about what happens to him in El Camino, the little show they made about it. Movie, I guess would be technically what it's called. It starts with him driving away from the neo-Nazis' little lab. So, only regret is I wish I could have watched this live. I don't know how I would have handled that, because I did watch it all on DVD after it came out. My mom got them for me for Christmas one year. They all came out, like all the box sets. And I watched them all on DVD before Netflix was really popping. And then,
I mean, it's just like
it's phenomenal.
It's just like with what you watch now. It's like you mean I gotta wait till next Sunday?
Yeah, like
and that's the worst. Yeah. And that's after you go the box set route, having to watch it.
I got spoiled with it. I don't know how I'd have liked it if I had to keep waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah,
because the cliffhangers were hard to wait through just to change the disc out sometimes. So
TV shows have changed with streaming. I mean, you watch them all in one day.
We're spoiled bad, But I had to draft that. If anybody knows me and knows about my TV show love,
noticed your shirt.
I wore the shirt tonight for good luck. It's number 1 without a doubt. So
good first pick.
I had to do it. Who's number 2?
Woods. But for all you kids out there, don't do drugs.
My pick coming out the gate is actually a comedy. And for me, one of the most quotable shows of all time, it is Chappelle Show.
Oh, yes!
I thought you were going Seinfeld.
No, man. Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show, look, homework assignment.
I still have to watch it.
Second pick in our draft, and y'all still ain't seen it.
That show came out, and it touched on so much stuff. Dave Chappelle, his genius, him, working those sketches out. It was all touching on things that everybody was afraid of at the time, just, racism. I mean, they took something terrible and nasty like racism, and they made it absolutely hilarious. They went into, just the player haters ball, where he's playing, President Bush as a black person. That was before Obama was president. Yellow cake.
World Series of Dice.
World Series of Dice. There's so many
racial draft.
The racial draft. So many great skits.
We're going to get a Chappelle Show counter.
Oh man,
we mention it every episode.
It's hilarious and so quotable. Just all that stuff's we quote it all the time and just normal conversation. So
he single-handedly took Comedy Central and elevated that one show, elevated them all the way up to the top of cable television. They were a nobody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that one show brought them up, and it was the number 1 show on cable television.
Yeah, and I think the season 2 DVD was one of their highest selling DVDs. I mean, it was a huge deal, and so
do y'all
without a doubt.
Watch his stand up? Have y'all seen his stand up?
Only stand up I've ever watched is Kevin Hart.
Have you seen him in a Star is Born?
Yes.
I did see him in that. Yes.
Or Half Baked?
Half Baked.
Oh, jeez.
So is this show all skits? Kind of like Key and Peele, what they did? Okay.
It's all, basically.
He was Key and Peele before Key and Peele.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Key and Peele can't tie his shoes, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, and that's for real.
So 100%, I go with Chappelle Show for sure.
I like it.
Joe Rogan will tell you that too.
Paul
I need to
Mooney,
watch it.
Ask a Black Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great skit. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why it was so great. You had guys like him writing, on that show. So, Ray, you're up, dude.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if Chappelle's Show would have got down to me, I'd have picked it.
Yeah.
I'm with Woods on that. But since that, I'm going to go with a real good value pick right off the top, man. And I'm going to bypass Seinfeld, and I'm going to go with one that's kind of more my key, and that would be Friends. Getting that off the board, baby. Didn't start it when it came out, but my wife actually was a big Friends person and viewer, and me and her were friends first. Just so happens.
You were Ross and Rachel, right?
That's right. That's right. And I started watching the last season. And just watching that with her together and how it ended and everything. And now watching it, we watch it every night as we
Nickelodeon.
Yep.
First TV show I ever completely watched.
Me too. That started me out on all these other shows.
I'm glad
Talk about that theme song, Love, though, man. Like that, the intro song.
Yeah.
You can be anywhere and they clap.
Replacements? Yeah.
Yeah, the clap.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Yeah.
And there's some story about that. I can't remember what it was.
The band didn't want to record it. It's a big, huge songwriter from L.A. And they said, hey, we need to watch the show, the pilot or whatever. We need a theme song. I think she hammered out in like 30 minutes, just as a big, get this task done. Band didn't want to record it. They're their own band. And none of them expected it to be so iconic,
Yeah, I mean,
the ladies are going to like that pick for sure.
Yeah, that's why
I like the
ladies.
pick.
It might would have been my pick if it lasted till 5.
And with it being, on Nickelodeon all now, it's a new generation is watching it that didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good show, it's great.
It's also on TBS.
I've never watched an episode and said,
and
man,
Comedy Central.
That was a dull episode, or that's a bummer.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like
that. They're all great in their own regard.
And awesome title names for the episodes.
Yep.
The one with.
Yep. Every episode has that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Can't debate that big. It's great.
No, thanks, guys.
So, Kyle?
Top 2 or 3 sitcom of all time.
With my pick, I'm going to take arguably the greatest television show of all time. If you research it, which I know y'all saw it at the top of a whole bunch of lists, The Sopranos.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
When it debuted, I was really too young to enjoy it, and we didn't have HBO anyways. But I recently watched The Sopranos like within the past year.
Yeah.
And there's some even now, like even today, there's some little 90s things in there that you're kind of like, man, that's so 90s. But overall, the show is like completely bingeable like right now.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, great really? Show. And talk about character development. The main character, just watching him develop throughout the series, how he deals with becoming this big crime boss and like the terrible things that he has to do, and at the same time he also has these panic attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's
getting to him.
Yeah,
the game's finally getting to him.
That's right. Then you see the family and how they deal with it, and it develops all the characters. Which for me, any good TV show or movie, like I'm into for character development.
Yes,
that's what it's all about for me. And then at the end, the ultimate cliffhanger is the final scene.
I've never seen the final episode, and I've seen.
Well, do yourself and watch it.
I got to the final season, and I was listening to Pardon My Take one day podcast, and they talked about the end, and they spoiled it. They didn't even say like. They weren't even.
Fade to black. Ain't that what
they weren't even talking about The Sopranos, or else I would have cut it off because I was binging it. And they say, "All right, it just fades to black in that diner." I'm like,
but here's
the
thing:
I can't finish it now.
You can finish it because it's a really like choose your own ending.
Yeah.
You gotta watch.
Do you think he died? Oh, I've watched the very ending.
No, I think
now,
it just goes on.
I think it just goes on. Died.
I think he got killed too.
I think he got killed because just the way it's set up to it.
He had to die eventually.
I think it did.
Who's your favorite character? You can't pick Tony. Yeah, it's hard if you can't pick Tony.
I don't know, man.
I loved Chris Maltasanti.
Yeah,
he's my favorite.
Who's the guy that just died?
Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah, probably Paulie, man. Paulie had the best like one-liners.
That was his name. I don't know why.
Paulie Walnuts.
Walnuts.
I liked Paulie, but I loved Chris. I was just rooting for him every time he was on the TV.
Well, I liked how any week you don't know who's going to get killed off.
Yeah, they're
nobody's safe.
Like when they killed his chick, I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah.
Whenever they acts like they're going to the airport, but they took him to the woods, and she finally realized like this is it. She starts just crying, like boohooing in the car.
But she knew she couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah, because she was trying to be an informant. You can't do that.
And the best thing about that show, man. There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of shows on this list that will make this list, and I'm gonna pick a few that I know. Like, this season's not as good as this season, or disregard that one season because it sucked. Sopranos is good all the way through.
Every episode I saw was a banger. Best episode, though, is when they're lost in the woods in the snow.
You like?
I love that episode.
Oh, that is great.
Love that episode.
Yeah, that's a pick that, I guess it's kind of chalk. Getting it at 4 is insane, honestly.
Yeah, and there's no bad characters before we move on. There's no bad characters hardly. Like, Carmela was phenomenal. The freaking psychiatrist was amazing.
Yeah.
And their whole relationship, hers and Tony's, man.
And everybody changed.
Yes.
Nobody was the same person by the end of the show.
If you ask someone what's the greatest TV show of all time, Sopranos is probably the most popular answer.
Yeah. It's in the top 5 everything.
Yeah.
I have it at number 11, though. I got some better ones.
Dang.
Yeah. In my opinion, but yet again, the ending got spoiled for me, so that pisses me off.
You need to go back and watch it, because the final episode is great.
I watched the first 3, I think, seasons like a few months ago, and then I just stopped watching. I think it was right before Better Call Saul came back on, so I watched
it again
Breaking Bad
before the movie, the prequel.
Yes, which was good, was good, and it had Chris freaking narrating it too, which made me happy.
Actually, I watched the prequel before I watched the
and then you had to go back
I'd
and see
never
what it's
seen
talking
it.
about.
That's right. So I watched the prequel, then I watched it in order.
How did you like the movie without knowing any background about the characters?
It's so great.
That's how Clay was.
I'd never seen the show, but I watched the movie.
But it's better when you know.
Oh yeah, like oh my God, this is when he met Carmela. Like look at that.
He had a blast watching it, and I was just like,
I was just smiling the whole time.
That's what got me into it though. And then one of my buddies, shout out Zach, like they've always he was one of my classmates in nursing school. We were really close. He was always quoting Sopranos, and I was like, God, I gotta watch this. And I knew I wouldn't appreciate it when I was younger when it came out. I think it came out when I was 10. So and I got to give Clay a break because I'm always ragging on him about not watching this old stuff. But you got to remember, if you're in grade school when some of this adult
you
content
can't watch
you
this.
can't watch it.
No, let's think about the Bada Bing for a little while. We couldn't see the Bada Bing.
Yeah,
I probably would have tried to see the Bada Bing. Yeah, but
great pick. I love that show.
All right, who's up?
Me. So the only pick that's been taken that I would have considered as Friends, but I'm definitely happy to take what I've got. It's not my number one show.
Clay's
of all
not big
time.
into dramas for TV shows. He don't like serious
it's going
TV.
to be interesting.
Well, there's one or two that are, I guess, serious, but most of them are just comedies. My number one show I'm not taking now because I think I can get it a little bit later. I'm taking The Office now.
Oh.
At number 5, I honestly thought it was going to. Whenever he said comedy, extremely quotable, I was like, crap, it's gone.
It wasn't coming back to you.
No, I knew.
And you better pick your other show on the wraparound.
Oh, I am.
Because know I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I was going to start with, that's what she said.
Yeah.
And
We've done that multiple times on the podcast.
Yeah. Such a good show, man.
Yeah.
And probably the most quotable
most
and just me watching.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I said that the other day.
Yeah, you did. Like, you just say just Bears, and everybody's like, all right, here comes the rest.
Man, I
the
love
basketball episode.
Yes.
The CPR scene where they're doing CPR. What's it?
Oh my God! Dude, stand up.
Yeah,
he does Hannibal
Lecter. Yeah.
Hello,
Patty.
Where he spills the chili.
Yeah. Yes.
That is.
Yeah. No, when Kevin's running around the office, he's doing something in the little meeting, and he just gets out of breath, and he starts dry heaving, and then he sits down, he's about to pass out, and he's doing a motivational speech, and it's hilarious. He's about to pass out. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're gonna do the.
You might see a theme in my picks. I might have a hat for every pick I take.
Oh.
May or may not. We'll see.
I also love in The Office between Michael Scott and Toby.
Yes.
Oh God.
How he's always just like, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? He never cuts him any
Toby,
slack.
you're literally the worst.
And there's so many relationships.
The romances. I'm big for that too.
And not even that, but the friendships, like Pam and Dwight. like seeing that grow, like
Or
kinda
no,
in the
Pam
background.
and Michael.
That too, yeah.
When I'm getting chills thinking
Yeah.
about when she runs
At
to the
the end,
airport
yeah.
to tell him goodbye.
Yeah.
Man.
And
And they did some good wedding episodes too, or wedding episode.
Oh, freaking Niagara was
Yes.
incredible.
And they ended it well too, I think. They brought Steve Carell back
Oh, yeah.
for
That's what she said.
yeah, for Dwight's wedding,
I've also watched that one twice.
Oh, the most rewatchable show in my opinion.
And just when it's on TV.
Comedy
Comedy
Central.
You gotta
Central.
watch it when you see it.
Every night probably it's on my TV.
So what's y'all's favorite character in there?
Oh,
I think I did a
God.
ranking one
I
time
tell
of
you,
them.
Dwight.
Dwight's hard to
I
beat.
did-
Yeah.
It'd be
He
Dwight
made-
or Jim.
I think-
I don't love Michael as much as everybody else, but
Dwight, I think.
yeah.
Jim and Dwight's dynamic is great.
Yes, just the hijinks they have for like the cold openings. Like I think about when he put his desk in the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
Or he builds his desk out of wrapping
Out of
paper,
wrapping paper, yeah.
and it just collapses. Or they do Asian Jim with the
Yeah.
park
he
guy.
ran a phone line from his desk to outside of on top of a light pole, and Dwight goes out and climbs it.
Or he
The
kept
phone.
putting quarters or nickels,
Wait.
yes, and then he finally picks up. He goes like,
Just
The
absolutely
first episode's
incredible.
when he puts the stapler in the jello, right?
it's one of the first.
Oh,
ones.
Asian Jim. We got
I
that.
said Asian Joe. Yeah, that's such a good show. Though.
Awesome.
It took a deep nosedive after Michael left, though. In my
I don't.
opinion.
I agree.
I can
I-
watch it still.
I can't watch it without him
So
on
if
there,
I
and
watch
I
it
don't
all the
love
way
him, but
through, I won't watch the last
No.
two. What is it? 2 seasons with
It's
that?
the last two. Yeah, Michael leaves in 7.
When he leaves, it's just.
the last couple episodes of the show are still good.
Oh yeah,
Like it's like
yeah.
AAGM or something.
AARM.
AARM. That's it.
They brought Ed Helms in season?
Like season 2 or 3, something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, and he was a good addition.
Yes.
Dude's
Oh,
funny.
he's good.
People
Dude's
hate
funny,
on him,
man.
but I
We
thought
wouldn't
he was
have-
really good.
Yeah, I thought he was good, and then they tried Will Ferrell, and they gave up on
That
that.
didn't fit.
It didn't
But
fit.
the
But
Dundies episode, when
Oh.
Will Ferrell comes in and sings to Michael. They do the
well, that's the Goodbye Michael episode.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the last Dundies though. Yeah,
It's a phenomenal show. Can't go wrong with that.
extremely happy to have that at 5.
Josh?
Well, since I was going to pick that one, I guess I'm going to go with Game of Thrones.
Never seen an episode of it.
Game of
Really?
Thrones.
I can't get into the dragons.
Oh, I love
Too
it.
far out there for me.
Although, the one problem about Game of Thrones, the last episode, how it
You
ends,
see, people hate that last
I
season.
cannot stand the way it ended.
I wasn't a big fan of any final episode of just about any season.
No.
It always, like the episode before always seemed to be better, and then it just kind of fell off on the
Really?
last episode of every season.
But you don't want
know?
to see it end either.
That's
All those
true,
great
yeah.
shows, you know.
And isn't like each season based off of a different book or something?
It is a series of books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that dude just
they're-
sucks at ending books then. Except for the last season, which they said he never finished that book, right? The writers had to come up with their own ending.
The last season.
It was
a
all
book, yeah.
it was all freestyle because that's what people kept like complaining about. I remember seeing it on Twitter and
So,
stuff like
y'all
George
ever
Martin needs to die because he can't finish his book or something. They're like he's going to die before he finishes it.
and he's about to make another show now, right?
They're doing a
Prequel.
prequel with
So
Jon
what's-
Snow. I
who
think.
all's seen Game of Thrones?
Not me.
Just Woods,
Really?
I guess.
Only
Yeah.
2 of us have
Yeah.
seen it?
I can't get in. I've never been into the fantasy stuff, but I'll
Yeah,
tell you what.
that's how I am.
One of the most popular Facebook posts I ever made was like, "Am I the only person that doesn't watch Game of Thrones?" And people blew up because they were like, "Oh man, I love
You
that
gotta
show."
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I did watch like the first episode, but I'm just
I could
weird
probably
about that.
get into it. Now
Well,
I
there
really
is
watch
one
anything.
episode.
So.
The Red Wedding.
Oh, dude.
I've heard about that.
Dude,
See, I
that's
know the
insane.
name of it. That's how iconic it is.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean,
won't
and
say
I know
nothing
the
because y'all hadn't watched
characters.
it.
Yeah.
I know the characters' names: Jon Snow, Arya Stark, or whatever
Right,
it is.
yeah.
Like I know all these people's names, but I've never watched
I
a
am
second
so
of it.
surprised that
Yeah.
I have watched it.
It's on my to-do list.
I need to at least try.
Well,
I
I've
think.
tried
Better
to
watch
watch
the Hell
episode
Show
1 a
first.
couple of times and
But I
just
like
hadn't
that
made
kind
it
of
all
stuff,
through.
too, you know?
And it's another one. Don't get too attached to a character because they'll kill them off.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Which I like
that's
that.
folks
That's
dying
good.
and that.
Like
Yeah.
nobody's too big to die. I like
Or
that. a
they'll
lot.
just kill a whole group off.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's a
That's
good
a
pick,
respectable
honestly.
pick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love how that show would be like you have all this drama going on between the different families and and this person's trying to get to this person, and this house is trying to take over this house, and then all of a sudden they throw back in. You get so caught up in the different things going on that you forget that there's this whole fantasy part of it, and all of a sudden the Night King shows back up, and you're like, oh yeah, they're here, and then they come in and just wreck shop.
So like the dragons and stuff is not a huge part of it.
As it goes on,
it builds up.
It builds up, but the dragons are a part of like one of the families. You know what I mean?
But like at its core, it's mostly just like
it's about the battle
family
of the families
dynamics.
Who's going to be the head family or whatever.
Yeah.
The dragons come in big at the end.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's all over the place.
It's
there's so much going on.
Yeah.
But it's got one of the best sayings ever when he goes, I drink and I know things.
I drink and I know things.
I didn't know that's where that came from.
Yeah.
And Peter Dinklage is amazing in
He
that show.
is by far the best. There ain't even no debate.
Yeah, for sure.
He
I
is
like
the
Emilia
best
Clarke a lot.
kid.
I've seen her in some stuff since Game of Thrones has ended.
I think we all kind of like her a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love my wife. Yeah.
Yet again.
Yeah, I love my
Blonde.
wife. Yeah.
So
Yes.
she's pretty hard to look at. Is that what you're saying?
Terrible. It's terrible.
Don't watch it, Bill.
Well, at least we'll have the respect, because like we couldn't have a best TV shows draft and not have that on here. So I'm glad somebody.
we got the
I
has
just
seen
wish
it.
I'd have
So that's
known I
good.
could have saved it.
Yeah, you probably could have. Yeah.
You might have had to pick it before Woods came back around.
Yeah, I bet Woods might have got
He
that.
probably wasn't gonna let that go much longer.
Yeah, it had to be in there.
So
All right.
good pick,
Bill, you got 2.
Clay. You have to make a graphic this week, by the way.
I
You have
gotta
to.
go hard with my first pick. And you talk about quotable shows. I don't think I quote any show more than I do South Park.
He freaking loves South Park, man.
That's Bill.
I love
That's
it.
a perfect pick for Bill.
Yeah, I just man.
The
I could
picture
watch-
of Kenny or whoever it was with his nutsack in the wheelbarrow, like, it's just the
No, that
funniest
was,
thing.
Stan
Don't
Marsh.
he? Don't he put him in the microwave or
Stan's
something?
dad.
Yeah.
They put him in the microwave.
Well,
He gets
what
testicular
happened is
cancer or something.
they opened a medical marijuana dispensary in their town, and he went and he's just like, oh, they're selling weed now. It goes up in there, and they said, well, we need a prescription, and he's like, well, it's good for like cancer patients. He's like, cancer. And he goes and gets books reading the easiest and most curable cancer, and it's testicular cancer, according to his literature. So Stan comes in the kitchen to get something out of the refrigerator, and his dad's standing up on a chair with the microwave open, with his balls in the microwave, or right in front of it.
One of my favorite episodes of South Park is Bat Dad, with the same character, and he fights him. He does the whole Rocky thing, and he's like, I didn't know Bill. That's awesome.
I love the episode where the whole in the closet where Tom Cruise locks himself in the closet. Yeah, and R. Kelly shows up. And, John Travolta is like John Travolta. He's like, oh my god,
Even my mom talks about that episode.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And the Kanye Love Fish Sticks episode.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I gotta watch it because the two writers of that made Basketball, and Basketball is like one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. In my
South Park
opinion,
is like their core.
yeah, I gotta watch it eventually after I watch Chappelle's show, so I can keep coming on the podcast.
Another thing about South Park is they're not afraid to tackle any.
Oh yeah,
it's always relative to.
They're
whatever's
offensive
going
to
on.
everybody, is what they say.
And they'll talk about current events basically.
Well,
They did a COVID episode.
The pandemic,
I'm sure
the
they tried to
pandemic
get canceled
episode.
over that.
It was
when the primaries were going on with Trump and Hillary. Man, that was awesome. Some of that stuff they were coming out with was awesome.
Yeah, the pandemic special is what he called it, but that was also Randy Marsh's new strain of marijuana he was selling. He called it the pandemic special.
And Mr. Hanky.
Oh,
Mr. Hanky, Tally.
Yeah.
Get high.
Mr. Hand.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Mr. Hand. Yeah. I can't believe they get away with some of that. The Al-Qaeda was
Central.
I think it's because they're just so offensive to every person
they
and
put the
everybody.
disclaimer.
Cut any slack.
Yeah.
Hey, at the very beginning, before the intro song starts, they have a disclaimer that says This says that it contains offensive material and should not be viewed by anyone.
That's true. You told me that
Maybe
before.
that's how they get away with it.
I guess so.
Solid pick, Bill.
That's a Wild Bill pick if I ever knew one.
I could talk about that all day.
Since I took Breaking Bad from you.
Yeah. Next one I'm going to go with is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Ooh,
Larry David. Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and I love Seinfeld, which may come up later. But man, I mean, Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I need to watch it.
It can be. They can be so offensive at each other and everybody, but it's. I mean, if you like Seinfeld, I mean,
I'm not sure how I'd get into it because isn't it like kind of.
It's like him in the real modern
real
day
life
kind of,
right?
Yeah. I mean, he's Larry David, and he's
doing his
he
life
sees
stuff.
these other. I mean, and Seinfeld comes on and does, some little cameo things, but man, JB Smoove.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow!
I love him.
Yeah, I mean, he is super great in that. So
that's one I need to watch. I've never watched.
I need to as well.
Has anyone here watched it? Curb?
I've watched several episodes, and backing Bill up, it's hilarious, man. Yeah.
I mean, it's one that everyone loves.
It's
that I see
critically
on Twitter all
acclaimed
the
yet
time.
again.
and it's HBO, so don't get
Anything
offended.
goes.
No
Don't get
holds barred.
offended, and don't let the kids watch.
Yeah. All right,
Josh, on your wraparound pick.
I'm going Friday Night Lights.
Oh, dang it!
I knew that was going to be
I wanted that so bad later.
I didn't think that'd go this early. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that a reach.
It wasn't going past me.
I loved it.
Absolutely loved it.
Yep.
Favorite character?
Yeah, favorite character. You got to talk about that.
Man, that's tough.
Clay has a strange one.
I've got one that I dislike.
Yeah,
I dislike Tim Riggins.
Well,
that was my favorite.
I'm about to say you talk about
that,
character growth. He
everyone's
freaking
favorite.
grew more than just about anybody.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be Tim Riggins?
Exactly. The pride of Dillon, Texas. I love Saracen.
Yeah,
Saracen's great.
Saracen.
Yeah.
Can't beat Saracen. Who was yours, Clay? Was it Landry Clark or Tyra?
Those are my top two.
Yeah.
I like Tyra.
He likes Landry now.
Her college speech thing that she had, that literally made me cry. I watched this whole show in like a week and a half.
After I watched it, and I was like, dude, you have to watch. And he's like, I'm not going to like that, I don't think. I ain't going to watch. And he watches it in like a week and a half, like you said.
And then, who was the other one? I forgot his name. Jesse Plemons.
Landry.
Yeah, Landry. I think he did so much with the...
After he killed that dude and he had those meltdowns with his father.
Yeah, he did a lot with the... What's the school that they
He
switched
did
to?
it with Saracen.
No, East or whatever it was.
That was called West Dillon.
Yeah, West. Like, the way that he helped, I guess, kind of transform that school and, like, help the white-black situation out a little bit. He did some of that. It was almost like Remember the Titans type stuff. I don't know. I loved his character a lot.
He pissed off Walter White, though.
He did piss off Walter White. Really pissed off Jesse.
Yeah.
But I love that show.
Well, I mean, it's about football.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you this. My wife loved it just as much as I did.
Oh, mine did, too.
She loved it. That's one of the few shows we've watched like together, and we've even started it back before. And you keep on waiting on these big moments to happen, and like, oh crap, that's in season 2 or something like that. So that kind of sucks to wait for, but it's such a good show.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's great. I was definitely aiming for that later.
Yeah, that wasn't going past me for sure. So who's
Play
next?
your back, man.
It's me. Now I'll take my number one show ever. It's if anyone knows me or
I'm eager to
if
see
they
if
look
anybody else has seen this
if
besides
they look at
me
my
and you.
computer, it's Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, man, good choice.
Pull out your hat like you're committing to a college.
I've seen Freaks and Geeks 13 times.
Good Lord.
It is your favorite.
Yeah.
It's only 18 episodes.
Yeah,
though,
it's only
so.
18 episodes, 45 minutes each, so it's not that crazy. Yeah. But
Good cast.
incredible cast.
legendary
Probably the best there's ever
cast.
been.
Yeah.
Literally anywhere you look, there's a person that is a freaking star in Hollywood. Crap, Shia LaBeouf's in it for one episode. Like, there's so many people that are in it. Seth Rogen.
Who wasn't even a big part of the show.
That was his first acting role.
That was his first ever acting
Yeah.
job. But he wasn't even that big of a story. in the show until the very end. He was like a minor role.
He's 6th or 7th most character.
And now, if you look at all the characters, he's probably the biggest character out of them all.
Yeah, no doubt.
In Hollywood.
Oh,
James Franco.
Franco's the only other one.
Jason Segel.
Yeah.
Linda Cardellini. Crap, she was Velma. And
has anybody else seen this besides us, too?
No,
like, in its completion?
Yeah.
Did anybody else hate Lindsay in the show?
I'm so bad with names.
The main chick, green jacket. I hated her.
She's the best character.
I hated her. Absolutely hated her.
The pilot, the first episode, is the best episode of TV to me. I've seen it more than 13 times because sometimes I just go and put it on.
Fun fact about the pilot, it's made to be a standalone episode, as if Apatow wasn't sure that the show was going to get picked up.
Yeah.
And he knew the pilot was going to get aired, obviously, to grab viewers. And he made it so if it didn't, it at least had the resemblance of a culmination show.
It was the beginning of the Judd Apatow genius that we'll talk
and
about.
Paul Feig.
Because, I mean, we could do
2000s movies.
We could do just his comedies alone.
Oh,
I've seen almost every movie he's made. Yeah, him and Paul Feig were the whole.
It had a real Dazed and Confused type feel to me, which I love.
Yeah.
And I need to go back and watch that. I think
it's only 2 seasons, right?
One season, 18 episodes.
One season.
18 episodes. Okay.
Yeah, it's on a
bunch of scrutiny. It had a bunch of scrutiny when it came out because people say it was ahead of its time, kind of. And earlier on the podcast we did for you a minute ago, or with you, you're talking about the best drummer or best guitarist or whatever. What's the quote, Clay, that Kevin gives?
Yeah, I've seen God. I've witnessed him. He plays drums for Led Zeppelin and goes by John Bonham, baby.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
That's in the first scene of the entire show.
Such a good show. Best character on there, though, is Sam, the little brother. And
who went on to direct Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, he's one of the geeks.
Martin Starr's in it as well.
The star power in that show is unmatched, in my opinion.
Definitely. I absolutely love the show. I started it my senior year of high school, I think, on Netflix. It left the next week. And then I ordered the Blu-rays, ordered some type of yearbook edition they have. I've got it 3 or 4 different ways. I love it. It's great. Go watch it. It will take you a couple days, if not.
It's on Hulu now, I believe.
It's on Hulu. Go do it.
Imagine how it was on backstage with all of those.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and this is before they were big, and they were still hilarious in the show.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably some crazy stuff going on.
Oh, there
smelled like weed back there. It smelled like weed.
Yeah. I wish I could do the Seth Rogen laugh, and I would totally have done it.
Yeah.
But
1 keg of beer, please.
So with my next pick, I'm gonna let y'all decide. Should I go with the best available, or should I draft from the heart?
Draft from the heart.
Yeah, Clay went from the heart. I like that.
Is this from the heart?
Yes.
Even though it's the best
Draft
show of all time.
Draft that.
So there's a couple out there that I won't mention because I'm gonna let somebody else mention them because they're fantastic. I grew up watching them. I won't say it, but this one is gonna be from the heart, and that's Dexter.
Loved it.
Oh,
Dexter.
yeah.
Loved Dexter.
You can relate to it,
A little bit, man.
I watched Dexter
The
whenever I was a
vigilante.
child with my father. I remember the ice truck kill with
Shout
the
out
fingernails.
Pops, man. That's awesome.
I don't even know how old I was. I had to be 10, maybe.
That was the
and I was
first
watching
episode.
that with him.
Yeah.
That whole
So
first season.
Dexter was so big, when it came out, that people would dress up as Dexter for Halloween, sure, but they had full-on Dexter parties, where everybody would dress up as Dexter and come, and then they'd watch the episodes.
I was 11.
I was working at a clinic in college, and the rad tech that worked there got me into it. She actually let me borrow the first 2 seasons, and I was hooked. And eventually, when I got caught up, I watched it as it come out. And like I said earlier, there's going to be some shows that I'll mention that certain seasons suck. The last season sucks. Okay.
Is that you talking about the one that just come out?
Well, that one sucks too.
I was about to say I couldn't even watch it.
That's a separate entity. It was horrible.
I watched the first episode. I couldn't do it. Oh, me and my dad were pumped, and I could get into it.
It was immediately, and not trying to, but it was immediately with all the SJW stuff. It was just in your face, and I was like, Dexter was out there, killing folks.
He was killing everybody.
Yeah,
as long as they killed somebody else.
If he could prove that you were a bad guy,
as long as they fit the code that Daddy gave.
It was a code. Yeah. But I think the idea of that show was great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so unique too.
Yeah, everybody loves. I love serial killer stuff, right?
Yeah. I love to read about them on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Like, watching the show.
Just warning
sounds
you.
creepy.
You guys are scaring me, man.
I love
It's fascinating.
Loves it, yeah.
Like, who would do this, And
Who's your favorite serial killer?
probably
did it the best?
Ted Bundy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Ted
No.
Bundy.
It's the last one I watched a documentary
Wild
about.
Bill. But
Buffalo Bill.
But then you get the vigilante type thing too, and like you can't help but root for him. He's a bad
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
Comes to the office every day with donuts. Everybody likes him, and there's always somebody who's like on to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dokes, their whole
Dokes.
relationship.
Yeah, surprise, mother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The question I got is, when did he ever sleep?
I know.
I was about to say that.
He was a
He-
driven
he's-
dude.
He was up all night killing folks.
Driving out to the middle of the
First one
ocean.
Yeah.
dropping off the bodies.
I mean-
making his little slides. And he had what a nice apartment that dude had.
Oh, dude.
I was like, how does this dude
Oceanside.
have an apartment when he's just working for the police force? There
Well,
in
he was
Miami?
a forensic scientist guy though, so they probably make a little money.
not much.
And it's Miami.
I looked it up because I thought about majoring in it.
My cousin actually did.
You
know
were
what they do?
He
motivated.
didn't graduate. No.
You were motivated
He-
for
he
a
did.
life change based on this.
My
Well,
cousin
it was
did.
that when I was in college.
My cousin did in high school. He decided to go to Northwestern and try and major in that because of the show.
I thought Kyle was saying, I watched Dexter and I want to be Dexter.
Yeah.
And
The only thing he bought was plastic and knives. I mean,
He used
didn't
the same
spend a lot of
knives.
money.
The ceiling is low. like-
Economical killer here.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
overhead
And the,
overhead's not expensive. to become
The
a
stuff with the
serial killer.
needle he'd give him, like, to stab in the
stealing
neck.
that.
Yeah, from a vet
That's
somewhere,
not-
I'm
that's not
sure.
hard.
Yeah.
from the office.
And I loved how they immediately went out. As soon as the needle went in,
They just dropped.
I mean, not even a
He
delay,
hit a main
it's just
artery
like-
too. Yeah.
I was talking about that about all shows. Anytime you give somebody a shot, they just.
Why is it
you
always
know.
in the neck too, man? I guess
It's the quickest
easier
way to
hit.
get to the heart or something.
Well, it'd be
You're
the-
supposed to know
If you
this,
get the
Josh.
jugular, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought
We need at least
nobody's passing out that
15
quick, no matter what
minutes.
you do.
What about chloroform? Does that work faster?
I think that'll work pretty fast.
Why didn't you use?
Yeah, it
I don't
does.
know. Needles are cool.
it's quick. It's pretty quick.
It's quick.
It feels like it's
And also the girl that played his sister did a great job.
Jennifer
in that show.
Carpenter.
Yeah, Jennifer Carpenter. She was awesome in that show.
Yeah.
And just the side love interest he had too throughout the show.
dude.
So
when
good.
Trinity killed his wife, man, I was like,
The freaking Trinity Killer was insane.
and honestly,
man.
that was the best
that was
season.
Lithgow, right?
Yeah.
John Lithgow.
Yeah, that was the best season, but it did
Yes.
go downhill after that.
Yeah.
But there was nowhere else for it to go.
And I didn't watch it in its entirety till like right after COVID happened, and it was because I actually had COVID at the time. The second time I had it, I think, and I was like, I got to have something to do, and I was like, man, I remember watching so much of Dexter, and I talked to my dad, and he's like, watch it. You're not going to regret it. Watch it. And man, the first thing he said is, you're going to love the Trinity Killer season, and it was by far my favorite season. I think I even ranked
So
it
did
at
you
one
start it
time
over?
too. Yeah, I started back from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was shocked at how much I remembered from that first season, like him finding the fingernails and it finally
Dude,
putting it together.
Even
and
the
everything.
intro, like in the most shows you just skip through the intro. I don't know about y'all, but when I rewatch Dexter, I watch the intro every time.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah,
I watch
the egg,
Freaks
the
and Geeks,
blender,
Friday Night
the-
Lights.
I've watched the show 13 times, never skipped the intro. Bad Reputation plays. So.
Yeah, that is an awesome intro. But anyways, that's my pick. Pick from the heart.
Great pick.
Ray?
Well, you guys have done a lot of picks from the heart, man. And I could do that, but my picks from the heart are going to be available throughout this draft.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of skip over, and I'm going to go value pick here, man. And with it, I'm going to go Seinfeld, man.
That's what I was going to pick. Yeah.
Shout out to Ty, his favorite show, man. He
And
texted
ask
me.
him who got him on Seinfeld.
Yeah, Ty, who got you on Seinfeld?
Me.
Oh, it's Kyle. One of those things I didn't watch as a kid. My mom watched. She was kind of playing in the living room when I was growing up. But, I mean, another show. There's not a bad episode. Great. I'm going to say character development, man, because I think Kramer kind of grew.
Everybody's favorite, right?
The crazy hair guy.
Crazy hair guy, man.
I need to watch it. I need to watch it.
So many people.
They
put
say
it-
it's better than Friends.
You
and
see,
The Office.
yeah, they put it in the Friends and The Office talk, and I just don't know if it's going to be that to me.
Well, it was the first of its kind, though, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
You need to watch the
Friends.
Magical
And
Loogie episode.
It's a show about
Well,
nothing.
It's a show about nothing. That's the best thing. My favorite episode, and it's something I really related to, was when Kramer, he figures out he just wants to spend all his time in the shower. It's his favorite place to be. And, dude, I can relate to that. You're taking a shower, it's warm. You don't want to get out. You don't want to get out. He put a food disposal in there. He's making salads and stuff, man. Yeah, it's great, man. One of my favorite shows.
I think at the time, at some point in that show, Jerry Seinfeld was the highest paid television actor.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
until Friends happened, probably.
Yeah, it was like 1.2 million an episode or something crazy like that.
That's right.
Well,
Friends
and then
cast,
they were all making $1 million per episode, all 6 of them.
And that was before people was getting that kind of money.
And they refused to make somebody to make more than the other. They were like, nope, we're all doing it. Yeah. We're gonna carry Lisa Kudrow, let her make her little money here.
Hey, Lisa
David
didn't
Schwimmer.
need to be carried.
Smelly Cat carried her.
Least favorite character from that show. I hated her.
I mean, she's the least out of the 6. But
I hate her. I didn't find her funny.
I think it's more because everyone else is so great.
Chandler was the best and wasn't even close.
Y'all gotta watch at least an episode just to check it out.
I mean, I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Veep.
Yeah, from Veep.
Oh, dude,
is that the curly head chick?
Just if you ever get maybe after the podcast,
she's part of the Avengers now.
Look at her
Marvel
dance.
stuff
Her dance.
now.
You know what I'm talking about?
Kick
dance. Yeah.
Is the best.
The thumbs.
Yeah, the thumbs and the kicking. Yeah, that's great. Good pick, man.
Yet again, it had to be picked.
Another value pick. Friends and Seinfeld.
I might keep it all comedy too.
And Ty got on that because my mom bought me like a season of Seinfeld, and Ty was like crashing at my apartment, like because he didn't sleep. Then he would come. He didn't sleep because he was working at night. Then he would come and do classes, and then he would crash at my apartment. And one day he was just watching Seinfeld, and I was like, "You can have it, man." And he took it home with him. And
You've never seen it, have you?
No, I told him he could. I was cool with it. Yeah. I gave it to him.
I just started watching it again last month on Netflix. Started it.
I got it. It came to Netflix like in the past year now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no excuse to not watch it now. I got to try it.
And Chappelle Show.
Or just a Dave Chappelle stand-up would be a good start.
Oh yeah, the closer.
Chappelle Show don't have as many episodes to watch.
And I'm big on the story. I like to find a story.
When y'all watch Chappelle Show, I'm not trying to be cheesy, but like know that like you're watching like comedic genius. Like when
that's
you
a
turn
fact.
It on. That's how it's revered by like really,
everybody.
Yeah.
Like everybody says, like Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Like those are top two, without a doubt.
For your reason. Woods, you back up, man.
This pick for me, it's probably on nobody's list. I don't know if y'all watched this, but it was a killer show for me. It was actually the show that got me into binge watching. First one I ever bought the DVD box set for. And I'm going with Smallville. CW, Smallville. Story about, when Superman Clark Kent is in high school and he's gradually getting his powers, and the character development was great. As he's growing up, he has friends in high school. You don't necessarily see like Lois Lane's character till way on in the show. And it was kind of the show that was like you had your weekly monster or your weekly bad guy that was taken out by him, and it really kind of started that genre kind of now you've got The Flash and you've got all of these shows that are on CW and all that. If you break it back down, it really all starts back with the show Smallville, and it was one of those like I had never seen, and I think it was like in season 6 or whatever when it started, and they were replaying them on the CW, and I was like, man, what is that? I've never seen it. And a buddy of mine was like, yo, man, you have got to go see that. Go buy the season 1 box set. It was like $15 at Walmart, and he said, if you don't like it, man, I'll buy it off of you or whatever. And I put in the first episode, first DVD. And by the time it was over with, I was like, "This is going to be a problem." You know what I'm saying? This is going to be an issue. I don't.
It's good that because some shows don't do that first season.
Oh man,
shout out Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Boom. And so you get really involved with the characters and da 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 da. Truly, will say it was a victim of the writer's strike. I would say probably the first 5 or 6 seasons of that show was just golden, and then after the strike happened. You started seeing writers change and kind of the whole story, and I think kind of maybe what they were starting to do kind of start to fade a little bit. And it went 10 seasons. I mean, it went a full 10 years, and it was awesome, man. So I'm going with Smallville just because of it's from the heart. You know what I mean?
And was that like the first prequel It's like the first prequel I can remember. You know, now they do that all the time, origin stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was the first big one, I think.
Yeah. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
TV show
because they had a Superman miniseries when I was a kid.
Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
That
was huge at the
not
time.
Herb Dean.
Yeah,
Herb
Dean. My bad.
But yeah, that was big at the time, and that wasn't much long after that.
Yeah.
But my wife still goes back and she's watched it a few times.
Yeah,
you got me interested, honestly.
Yeah, man, it's an awesome show.
It sounds good. Yeah, I had no idea that's what it was about either.
Good. Like, it has some really good scenes.
Yeah,
because I just watched the Spectacular Spider-Man on Netflix that's animated. And I mean, it kind of does that. Takes Peter Parker in his high school years and everything. And
I've got though, it probably won't make the list because I'm not going to pick it, but it's really good. I guess I'll mention it. The Batman animated series from the 90s.
Oh, it was awesome.
You need to watch that.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. Like I think I put it in one of my tiers, but like it's where the Dark Knight comes from.
Yeah.
Really.
Like,
Yeah, that show was so dark.
Yeah,
Super
so
dark.
Like
I love the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Like 8-year-old me watching it.
Absolutely.
You know.
Who was the voice of Batman? There was it Conroy, Kevin Conroy or whatever.
Not sure.
Question.
There was one guy that's done like a lot of the Batman voices that people like absolutely love.
And also, you know, in that Smallville era, kind of in those shows at that time, like
that was the early 2000s.
2001. And you know, back then, if you wanted a hit song, you got it on a television show. You know, so you kind of had, you know, you had bands and music that were bringing in songs every week. You know what I mean? And kind of like with WWE, you know, when they would do their walkout, it was always a new rock song or whatever. So, you know, you had a lot of cool music and everything. So, yeah, for me, Smallville, for sure.
There's several seasons of that, though, ain't there?
10.
Yeah, I thought that's like it's a commitment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 217 episodes.
Yeah.
God,
and you're not watching that in a week.
That's a
and
binge.
two, like shows that were on TV back then, it wasn't like you get 8, hour-long episodes for a season. You used to get a ton of episodes. Like how many episodes?
24.
Yeah,
it was 24 back then.
Yeah.
In one season?
Yeah,
that's
24
a lot.
Yeah,
Now they give you 6
Friends and The
episodes and then
Office.
wait 6 months. and you get 6
Now what
more.
we're used to is more like what they called miniseries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
10 episodes is
Yeah.
that's
usually-
good
it's
nowadays.
usually what-
All right, Chance.
With my second pick, I'm gonna take a show that is more geared towards children and like teens. I would say, yeah, more geared towards teens. And I watched it as a teen, but then I rewatched it as an adult, and it hit me on a whole other level. And that's Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Yep.
Yeah.
Just a phenomenal.
Well, I can't
show.
do 5 picks with hats now. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do it because
I was going.
I'm the one that showed you Boy Meets World, so I had to take it.
My plan for my last pick was to wait to see if anybody took anything out of the TGIF lineup, and then I was going to try to cheat a little and take the whole lineup
thing.
and just steal it. But yeah, Boy Meets World is
Man,
Topanga, huh?
Oh,
I named my dog Topanga over that. Everybody loves Topanga.
Dude, that was my first love. Was Topanga.
What was
Mine
his
too.
friend's name? What was his friend's
Sean.
name?
That's my favorite character in the whole
he had
show.
a good character.
Love
Brother's
Sean.
the best, Eric.
Screw up.
Yeah, Eric was good. Yeah, the screw up. You rooted for him though. He was you couldn't give up on him.
Phoenix.
Like Corey couldn't. He couldn't give up on Sean.
And dude, the cool thing about that,
What about
like,
Fanny?
That's what they just said, dude. You listening?
No, Bill was talking to me about my sticker.
But like Corey, the one thing I like about that, he's got a freaking hat. That's awesome. But
Big
one
hat guy.
thing I like about that though is the Corey Topanga relationship.
Oh, how it grows.
Well, it was driven by Corey though. Corey was the one that didn't give up. Corey, he was always consistent.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to be in the show after the first season.
Really.
Or not after the first season. She was supposed to be like a very minor role.
Kind of like Minkus.
Yeah, kind of like Minkus. Yeah, that's what they equated her to. And then everybody loved her.
Was it after the kiss scene?
I don't know. It was after the first season reviews came in, people just absolutely loved her, and they were like, "We have to keep her now."
I want to know one thing: how does a father in Philadelphia working at a freaking grocery store afford a house like that?
That size. Well, he managed it.
Yeah, he invested.
He was a manager.
When did you start watching that, by the way? Because that was off the air.
I remember waking up before school and watching it on ABC Family.
Gotcha.
Whenever I was like
your
in
first
middle
time
school.
watching every episode was with me, right?
Yeah, I'd never seen every single episode in order until I watched it with him.
Yeah.
And
Followed
that was
my
probably
eyes
like
out.
5 or 6 years ago or something like that. But yeah, I remember watching it on ABC Family.
Yeah.
Seriously, I really do.
When Kyle was talking about TGI Friday,
Yeah.
TGIF, that was a killer lineup.
Yeah, they said that was a
Family
lineup.
Matters.
Family Matters. Yeah.
They've
Full
made
House.
they have a podcast now actually. It's called, what's it called, Clay?
I forget. But
Let me look.
it's
Topanga. It's Topanga, Sean, and Eric all in real life, and they're going through the podcast, and they're going to watch
They've never
each
seen the
episode.
show.
No, Eric and Topanga have. Sean has never seen an episode of the show.
And you know, they
Never
had
seen
they
it.
had a ton of child stars who
Yes.
sustained through. And one thing they talk about is how like good the directors and stuff were to them.
And that's what they talked about on the I listened to the first episode, and they were like, we were blessed to have this person. I can't remember his name. It wasn't John Hughes or nothing like that.
God,
Yeah, I can't remember what his name was. But it's just a phenomenal show, though.
I'm glad you brought that one. I'm glad it got picked in the second round.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I have it number 3 all time.
I didn't think anybody was going to take any of those because I didn't know if it would like
That was my next
lean
pick.
that way.
I had forgotten
I was
about
gonna take
those,
them all.
actually.
And like people, yeah, it was geared for teenagers, but there's such deep
We
meaning.
could have a dirty 5 TGIF lineup.
There's there's episodes about like
the,
family abuse
when
and
Sean joins the cult,
I mean,
and
that too,
then
yeah.
Mr. Matthews goes there and like threatens to kill the cult leader.
Well, Sean also
you know?
like gives the girl home that was like getting abused at home.
Yeah, he let her live with him,
Yeah.
and then Eric
Sean's family
having a little
kinda-
buddy who was like an orphan or whatever at a foster home.
Oh my God.
You know, and then he has to leave, and like Eric has to realize that he wasn't fit to be a father because he tried to adopt him. And he was like 20.
Was it
It's
Tommy or something? Maybe?
Timmy.
Okay, yeah.
Phenomenal
Oh, my
TV
God.
show though.
That's my number 2 show ever.
Timmy.
Freaks and Geeks.
Great show.
And I think the thing where they're going back and watching the episodes and podcast and everything, I think that's kind of becoming a thing because the dudes from Smallville are doing the same thing.
The Office is doing it too.
Yeah, yeah.
Jenna Fisher and Angela Martin.
Angela.
Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum and who played Lex Luthor, and Tom Welling who played Superman. They're doing that show, and I've watched it, man. It's super entertaining.
Yeah, that's
And
a heck of a pick.
and that show's different all the way through. Like it kind of matures with them, but
Oh,
like
definitely.
it's watchable.
You
when they're
watch
young
them
and when
grow.
they're older.
It's called Pod Meets World.
Okay.
That's cool.
I will add that to my list to listen
Yeah,
to.
it's so good.
My wife's a big fan of it too.
Really?
Yeah, we let our we
I
try
need to make my
introduce our
wife
kids
watch
to
it.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I need to make my wife watch it. Maybe one day after we have the kid.
You pick again.
Wrap it
Yeah.
up.
You're gonna screw me again?
I am, Clay. I'm sorry. My third pick, I'm taking Stranger Things.
Okay. I knew that was coming soon.
Stranger Things, yeah, it's new, and I probably have a little bit of recency bias. Yeah, Clay's a hat for that. It's so good though, man. And I hate sci-fi for the most part. But when I watch this, I don't feel like I'm watching sci-fi.
You shouldn't even drafted this. I made you watch it.
You did. Clay watched, and he was like, "You have to watch
Sounds
this."
like he made you watch Women's World all the way through.
Yeah.
too.
I did. Well, I wouldn't say made me. It gave me an avenue to do it.
Yeah.
You know, but man, Stranger Things is phenomenal.
Well, I don't know what I'm picking the rest of the draft.
It's just getting better and better each season.
I thought
man.
the last season was the best season.
Oh, it's
so freaking good.
I thought it was.
I don't
the
like
first season's
this-
good, but I think this.
I
last
like the
season-
third season a lot too.
But this
I
was-
didn't like number 2 a whole
This
lot.
was almost like a horror movie.
Oh,
man,
they stepped up the
Vecna
horror.
is
Which is
legitimately
what I-
scary.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah,
You
like
watch it?
I think just you watch it, right?
Yeah.
So me, Woods, Josh, and Clay. I think Bill's
Watch
watched
it,
like
yeah.
2 episodes,
No,
2
I know.
seasons.
Shout
I
out
watched it
to
all.
shout out
You
to
caught it?
I went
Metallica.
back and
I was
rewatched.
about to say, I feel like
Good.
I
Yeah,
the music.
yeah. Shout out to Metallica.
watched it.
Oh,
Yes.
that was
Master
my
of
favorite
Puppets,
part.
Kate Bush is back on top.
Yeah.
They won again because
That
of
was
that
awesome.
shit.
And also shout out to the guys from Metallica for like bringing that guy,
Yes.
you know, and like doing so, you know, they did TikToks, you know.
I shared a video on Facebook today, Metallica performing it with a big screen behind them.
Yeah.
With the scene from Stranger Things.
That's awesome.
So it's so cool.
Well,
that's
it
awesome.
made them popular again.
Oh,
People
don't
that
say
were-
that.
people
Don't
that
say
didn't know
that. They sell out shows, man. They didn't need them.
Oh, I love Metallica.
Yeah.
But it did introduce them to a younger. It did introduce them to a younger audience for sure.
Well,
It's
and that
so
other
good.
song got so popular.
Yeah, Kate Bush.
Yeah, running up that hill.
Yeah.
I like that.
I didn't know that was a real song
I've
before the show.
always
I didn't
enjoyed
either
Kate
When I
Bush.
heard it. I didn't know it was a song.
It's like
I
80s.
thought it was written for that.
Love that show. Love
Y'all
it.
have a favorite character from that? Anybody?
Vecna.
Vecna. I can't pick one. I love them all equally. You know,
Probably Dustin or Steve.
It's hard not to like.
Talking
Dustin.
about character growth yet again.
Steve.
That's something I'm a big fan of with TV shows because I'm there for the long haul and the growth of these characters. Steve has phenomenal character growth.
Oh
Yeah,
From
first
he's
season,
totally
from
different.
first season
one
he's
to
like the
season two.
villain.
Maybe one of the biggest changes on any.
You know,
TV show.
and like he went from I want him to die by the upside down crap to I want him
Almost
to
your
marry
favorite.
Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Him and
Nancy
Dustin.
Jonathan. That's
Yeah.
so good. But
There's
yeah,
not a
I had
bad
to take it.
character.
Oh, him and Nancy's getting together.
Oh, they're going to
There's
end
no
the
doubt.
show together. Yeah.
He had the dream. You know, they're going to have
Hey, at
kids
least
one
Nancy
day.
and Jonathan are together in real life, so at least we get that.
So that's my my number 7 all time right there. I got it in the 3rd round. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
All right, who is it? Woods.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going CW again, and I'm going with Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Any Supernatural fans?
Yes.
Man, that show was awesome. You want to talk about character development? Dude, those two brothers, every season, you know, of course, it started out, you know, your weekly monster and those guys going through, and it slowly started developing into the sub-stories and this and that, and man, it was awesome. And that show did 15 seasons.
327 episodes.
15 seasons, you know.
insane.
Yeah. And it was awesome from start to finish.
Supernatural fans are like all about it too.
Dude,
Like,
it's
they're all
awesome.
for it.
And it was one of them, like, I was kind of in a show hole. And I was like, man, what am I going to watch? And
I mean, that's a deep
you know,
hole there, man.
Yeah. And, and
That was me.
I started watching it when it was like 12 seasons in. And dude, I put it on, and it was like Smallville. You're like 3 episodes in, and you're like, this is going to be a like I'm not watching anything else until this is over with, you know.
And it took a while.
Yeah.
And 4 years later,
and
out of a hole.
crawled out of that
It
hole.
was
a deep hole. Right
Yeah,
there.
and so when I finally get, you know, caught up, so to speak, to like the next to last season, my wife goes, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, Supernatural. And she's like, "Well, I want to watch an episode." And I was like, "Oh God!" And so we had to start it all over again.
You were so close.
Yeah, I just gave her my Netflix password, and I was like, "Here, just watch it. You know, just try to catch up best you can."
Some shows are such a grind, man.
It's
like my wife's never seen Friends, and I make a lot of references to Friends, and I wish she would get the references. And one day she was like, "Well, let's watch it." And I was like, "Honey, there's like 256 episodes. We can't do that together."
Right,
you know?
right.
But man,
That's why Freaks and Geeks just reigns
yeah,
supreme.
yeah. Smallville, though, I've heard so much good stuff about that.
So,
But Supernatural, it was all
Supernatural.
Yeah, we're on a different-
hour long.
That's what I meant.
episodes.
Supernatural.
Yeah, they
I meant
were-
that.
yeah.
It's the same show to me.
super.
Starts with an
Yeah.
S on CW.
Yeah, it is.
15 years of hour-long episodes. So I mean, that's a lot to chew on.
And with the next pick, we have Young and the Restless, right?
Somebody's grandma comes on the podcast.
If my mother was drafting today, that's what she would
She
say.
loved the
watch my
stories, huh?
Yeah.
God rest her soul.
Bold and
She
beautiful.
did, man.
Who's 3?
Oh, I think that'd be me, man.
All right, what are you about to get with an extreme value again?
Well, I personally think this is extreme value. I was surprised to find it highly ranked on several lists.
327.
I'm going to keep it in the comedy era. And I'm going to go with Veep, man.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Should we play the No, we can't play
Yeah.
that.
Well, I told Clay my favorite quote from it, which is terrible, and it just
Was it
blew my-
worse than that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that floats through my head periodically throughout the week.
I got to finish the show. Have you watched it at all?
Me? No, I've never seen
Have
it.
you seen it all? Yeah.
Well, so I started watching it when I had HBO on Dish Network, and then I lost it.
Yeah.
But now I have Starlink, so I don't have maybe
HBO Max.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So I have not finished it. No. But one of the funniest shows, like when I stumbled across it, watching Vice Principals and stuff like that on HBO, man. Watched an episode, lost my mind, went back and watched, the first 2 seasons. I think at that point.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious.
Political comedy.
Something that's not really done
No,
Like, there's nothing else like it, honestly.
No, and it's just jaw-dropping laughs, man. Spit water out type stuff, you know.
Yeah, and I guess if you're a fan of Seinfeld, you got the Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yep, she's on my list twice, man.
Yeah, it's very funny. Kind of underrated.
I think
she won like the best actress in a comedy show Emmy like 7 straight years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4, who's that?
It's me.
All right.
Cow. I'm torn again. Dude, 5 rounds is saying enough.
That's what I'm saying.
we're only doing 5?
I got so many.
Yeah,
we can
I could
extend
talk.
it. We've done it before.
I think
all
we gotta
day.
go 6 rounds at least.
That's fine with me because
7 picks.
I'm saying I got a show that's new and it's on Stars that I want to talk about with the world. So I'm
that high up?
I freaking love it.
Well, I say we add a round or 2.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Because I've got.
We've done this
a
every
list.
draft pretty
Yeah.
much.
I'm down with that. Okay,
I got
good.
it at 16.
Good, because now I can go ahead and feel comfortable with my pick here. And yeah, you see, I drew
That's
it out.
why I was counting those lines. I thought I had a lot of picks.
I was ready to go 10 rounds, bro. So this pick here, I don't know that I necessarily have to take it here. It is ranked pretty high on the list, and I've never heard anybody here talk about it, but I'm going to go with Homeland.
I've seen the first season.
That was an awesome
Oh
show.
my
God.
gosh, the first season's amazing.
Claire Danes.
Yeah.
First of all, her portrayal of what it really means to be bipolar is amazing. Bathroom break.
Make sure it works.
Does it work?
Yeah,
We're good. We're good. Okay.
I hope he's just doing number 1.
But Josh, you're a nurse. You deal with a lot of mental health stuff. Have you seen the series?
I haven't watched all of them.
Okay.
My dad made me watch it, so you're talking about the mental health and nursing
like
stuff.
with true bipolar disorder, you have depression, severe depression, and mania.
Yeah.
Right? People, you say, oh, you're bipolar. You kind of throw it out as an insult, But, no, that's not what bipolar is. Like, you've seen real bipolar people in their manic state. And she captures that in the series because she thinks better. And she plays the CIA officer who's on to the main character, Brody.
Yeah.
Because he's a Manchurian candidate, basically.
Right.
He's
a sleeper.
He's a sleeper cell. He was turned.
I remember what it was. I actually never heard that term before.
He was turned by
he was
a
spy.
terrorist.
Yeah, he became a spy.
Well, yeah, but
a Muslim spy. Wasn't he Muslim or Islamic?
Islamic,
same
whatever.
thing. It's all the same.
But anyway, she's kind of on to him. But she works better when she's manic. But her meds that she also has to hide from the CIA.
That down,
dulls her senses. But I mean, the whole
which is a reason why a lot of people get off their medicines because they want it. They like that.
They like to feel that way.
I mean, they feel good.
Yeah.
We're going 6 rounds now.
Right? Yeah, at least 6. But
I can be here all night.
Homeland, and I used to watch it back to back with Dexter. So there was a time, and it was awesome, man.
Nurse Jackie as well.
Yeah, that one was
that
on.
was
That
part of
time
my
too.
dad's big 3.
But I only had time for 2 of them, and those 2 when they would come on, and it was Dexter then Homeland, and that's all I was doing. Like was it Sunday nights?
That's
Sunday night,
HBO's.
Sunday night.
It was Showtime. That's Showtime's night too, like with Ray Donovan.
Like
and all that.
Don't call me. Like don't tell. It was like football. Like I'm watching Dexter and Homeland, and oddly enough, that's how my picks fell. Dexter.
I only saw the first season of it, and after we found out that he was a spy or whatever, I just lost interest. And they went overseas too much in the second season. It felt like it wasn't based in America. I know that probably sounds horribly racist.
Well, the crazy thing is like the people that helped them write the show, they would consult like real CIA, and like a lot of it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember I hammered out that first season.
Yeah, because you really didn't know whether or not he was
on the edge of my seat.
Whether he
I didn't think he was.
Yeah.
Until I saw him praying.
You gotta watch this.
In his garage.
In his garage.
He pulls
out you'll understand
mat.
when I say Manchurian Candidate. You'll understand because he actually becomes a member of Congress.
Wow.
in the next season. So yeah, you gotta watch that.
Wow.
Great show.
Yeah, that's a good show.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you seen Homeland?
Nope.
Yeah. Claire Danes freaking awesome.
I do like Claire Danes.
Yeah. Awesome.
And the girl that is his wife in the show is also the girl from Deadpool, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Ooh. It's a good character.
Yeah, you'll like her in that.
Can I trade my pick? Are there any offers on the table? I don't
trade
know
out of
what
this
to
one?
do. I don't know. I kind of want to go with the heart again, but there's one that I feel is a little bit better. I can take a little bit later.
Take the heart.
I don't know.
Go with the heart.
Look, Chance is going to get your pick if you trade.
Probably
out.
so. I'm already screwed.
He's only. You've seen two of my next couple ones.
I'm gonna keep it comedy again. I'm gonna go New Girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great show.
Phenomenal show.
Great show.
What's the cat girl's name? What is her name?
Cat.
Cat. Is that her real name? Cat what?
Cat Dennings.
Cat
That's
Dennings?
Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now this
My
is
bad.
Zoe Deschanel.
This is Zoe Deschanel. My
Yeah.
bad.
My wife turned me on to that show. She was like, "I think you'll like this." I was like,
Yeah,
I was like,
she's low-key hot.
I don't know. I'm not into this. And I saw about the first few episodes and just caught myself just cracking up laughing.
Oh, it was so funny.
cracking up laughing, and I'm like, Schmidt is
oh my God.
hilarious.
Anytime
you know?
Cecilia walks into the door,
Yeah.
he's like, Cecilia, girl.
Love
Yeah.
everyone, man.
Yeah, talk about
It's
cool
crazy
character
that
development.
so there's 5 main characters, and to me the worst one is the lead.
Zoe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's great, but
Jim's
everyone else
Jim's
just
my
brings it
favorite.
up.
Jim and Schmidt.
Who the crap's Jim?
Jim Miller. That's his name, ain't it?
No, Nick.
Nick Miller. Same thing. I was close. Jim Miller's a UFC fighter.
Okay.
he got
155.
He fought. He beat Donald Cerrone the other day.
Yeah, Nick, Schmidt, Winston, even Coach when he comes around.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely hilarious show.
Great
It's
show.
it's pretty much Friends but new age. That's how I look at it.
I liked Winston's chick more than I liked Zoe.
Oh, Allie.
Yeah, the cop lady.
Yeah.
I liked her way more than Zoe Deschanel's character.
Yeah,
What's her name? Jess?
Jess.
Jess.
Yeah.
I like Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
solid.
she's
Like,
funny.
since,
yeah.
like, Elf.
Yes Man.
Mhm.
I like
Yes Man was my introduction
500
to
Days
her.
of Summer. Y'all ever seen
Yeah,
that movie?
solid movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Girl, I love it, and I'm a big comedy guy, so I'm gonna go with this, of course.
And a little bit of a rom-com
yeah,
situation.
there's definitely
there too,
romance
so
in
that
it. Crap,
helps.
I've cried watching the show.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So who's
Josh?
next?
Is it on me?
Yeah.
I'm going to take this before somebody else does, but I feel like it might be because y'all are all big comedy guys. In Living Color.
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, some of the people we got off of that show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, or James Carey, as they called him in the show.
That's right. Jamie Foxx, right?
J-Lo.
Yeah,
J-Lo was one of the dancers.
She was
on
a
the
fly
show.
girl.
That's right.
Yeah. Above Saturday Night Live, though.
Is Saturday Night Live allowed?
It's
Well,
it's
the thing about Saturday Night
scripted.
Live to me is, man, it's so many ups and downs. Like there's
true.
good
That's
and then there's
true.
bad and there's
Yeah.
good.
I feel like
I'm surprised that hasn't been picked then if it was allowed. Saturday Night Live. I figured one of y'all would have
it's on my
taken
short
it
list.
already.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on.
it's
It's in my second tier for sure.
I mean, Fire Marshal Bill.
Marshall Bill, man. Yeah, growing up, man, that was.
Homie, don't play that.
We don't
Yeah,
play that.
that was definitely a funny show, man.
Yeah.
That was a big silence right there.
Bill?
Is everyone
I think
thinking?
people were scratching off their list.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
There's a
going to
big one
go
on
with
the
a
table.
show that was, well,
Big one.
none of you were alive to see.
Oh my God.
Gunsmoke.
But
I love Lucy.
it was
Black and
mentioned-
white. Was it black and white?
It was maybe the pilot. But you mentioned it with the songs earlier, and that's MASH.
MASH.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think that's in the
Yeah.
top. Yeah, it's got to be.
We know it was the most watched finale of any show ever. I think, and I think it's still that case.
Which is insane considering the population of
Yeah.
US TV.
I don't know. Friends might have broke it.
No.
It didn't.
No, I
No,
think
man.
MASH.
Yeah.
I think MASH is like the most watched thing on TV besides the Olympics.
Yeah, and it was great. I mean, I remember.
Are you
You
an
know, as a
early
kid.
episode guy or a late episode guy? Because there's two different tones. You know, the early was funny and the late was serious.
Yeah, I mean, I like the funny ones
Yeah.
more.
Okay.
I mean, definitely.
Do you have a favorite character?
Radar?
Oh, Radar. Yeah.
Radar.
Radar.
Yeah.
I see there was Nighthawk. Was it Nighthawk or
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Hawkeye.
And Trapper John, and they were a spinoff of that.
Yeah.
Trapper John MD was a show that was on after that, and a lot of the characters came back and like worked there or worked around them. But yeah,
And it was sad when that went off the air. Was what I took from it. Like,
Oh, it was a big deal.
America
I've
was
watched
sad.
the last scene on YouTube.
Well, I'm not saying the episode was sad, but like America was sad.
Yeah, everybody was.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't remember how many years it was on, 7 or 8 years, but
when was the last episode?
I think it was 83.
83. Yeah.
So February 28th, 1983.
So you got to think in '83. You know, I mean, how many people's in the U.S. right now? 380
over 300 million.
Yeah. So over a third of the U.S. population would have watched that show to get that number in today's time.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
So everybody's shut down.
I'm on Wikipedia.
There's probably 150 million.
Of the 32, this is the top 32 most watched television broadcasts of all time. All of them are Super Bowls, except for number 9 overall, which was MASH.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the 32nd one was the 2016 U.S. presidential debates.
Yeah,
that's big because who shot JR episode of Dallas?
105 million people watched it. 105.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the most watched all time is 114 million.
Yeah,
so
it's
right there behind
the population right there.
Listen to the years of the Super Bowls ahead of it. 2015 was number one all time. Then 2014, 2016, 2012, 2017, 2011, 2013, 2010. So like 27 years between it and the most recent thing.
Yeah.
Literally almost half of the country tuned in for that. The U.S. population then was 233 million.
Well, back then you didn't have but like 3 channels to watch.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Made it easier.
That's only
no cable TV, no streaming. It was like,
and of course, I mean, and
well, yeah, you lived through it, Bill.
Yeah. I mean, I watched all of them. It was 11 years from 72 to 83, and we were still in Vietnam then in 72 when that came out. And of course, this is a setting of a Korean War.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a lot going on with it, but it was. I mean, I don't remember any episodes in 72, although I remember the pilot. Which
I used to watch all the reruns in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like it was just on all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie's funny.
Yeah.
The movie's funny.
And I said the pilot. You're talking about the original one,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A few of the characters changed, but yeah, it was
solid
good.
pick there. A lot of value.
A lot of value.
And you're up again.
I am up again. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with another one that none of you have probably ever seen. All in the Family.
Yeah.
It's funny.
You seen it?
That's funny. And that was cutting edge, man.
controversial.
Oh my gosh.
That's for sure.
It was so cutting edge.
Can you sing the opening song?
Bill's going golden.
Oh
Girls
no, I
next.
better not do that.
Archie Bunker, right?
Oh man, Archie Bunker. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And Rob Reiner was the son-in-law. Sally Struthers, isn't that right? Sally Struthers was the daughter. I forget what the mom's name, but man, Archie Bunker could say anything. He was the South Park of the 70s.
Yeah.
When did you say MASH came out?
Grouchy old man.
72 to 83.
This one came out in 71.
No, that's probably the movie.
All in the Family?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was talking about MASH.
Yeah. I'm just saying they came out like pretty much the same time.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, go back and watch some famous Archie Bunker
I can't
lines.
believe he didn't get beat up on the streets with some of the stuff
yeah.
he said.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's mine.
Josh?
Back to me. Okay, well, I'm going. It's kind of a newer show, but I really enjoy watching it. Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yellowstone.
Never seen an episode.
It's good.
Well,
I need to.
I didn't watch like the first season.
That's
or
a
two,
bad
and
redhead.
everybody was talking about, man, you got to watch it. You got to watch. And man, I watched the first episode, and I was hooked on Beth Dutton. She is one crazy.
I thought you'd have been like her boyfriend type of guy.
Once again,
Rip
Kevin
or
Costner
whatever,
makes a
everybody-
podcast.
Oh wow!
We love Kevin.
And we're not
Costner
talking
on
about
this
sports
podcast.
movies.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into that too much, I went to All in the Family's IMDb page. The number one quote: "I just thank God I'm an atheist."
I don't
Well, that's
remember
interesting.
him being an atheist.
So that was his son.
This was Mike
That's
Stivic.
Mike.
That's kind of a funny quote, though.
Rob
it's hilarious.
Rob Reiner.
So this is outside of Yellowstone, but Kevin Costner, My buddy Wade, who is in the hunting industry, Wade Shoemaker, y'all know Wade.
Yeah.
He actually may get the chance to hunt with Kevin Costner.
That's cool.
If he does, I'm gonna be like, dude, you got to shout out the podcast.
Yeah, because like we're always talking about him.
Yeah, but Beth Dutton, man, what a character.
Man, she is. And, I mean, Kevin Costner, and they're all good. But Rip, he might be
He's
the,
tough
Do you remember?
boy.
Do
he
you
might
remember?
be the
He's
best
tough
character.
boy.
Do you remember Beth's line to Rip, like after they hooked up again in the first season? What she told him?
Can you say it on
I don't
the
know if I
radio?
can say it. I don't know if I can say it.
'Cause
Bleep yourself.
Some of the stuff she says, oh my goodness.
Make you blush.
Yeah.
From episode 1 up until this last season's finale, Jimmy has been my favorite character in the show. Jimmy's been awesome. I mean, his character
In a show
development-
ever?
No.
In that show.
Ain't they doing a spinoff with him?
Yeah. His character has
Yes.
grown. You know, I've loved his.
He was
character
like a thug that come in there and turned into a cowboy,
a legit cowboy.
That show started off kind of like fan wise, kind of slow.
I thought so. I watched
And
3
then
episodes and couldn't
I don't
get
mean
it.
but like nobody really watched it at first. Then it blew up.
Oh,
It
gotcha.
blew
Everybody.
up.
Everybody
Now you see, like I
watches it
saw,
now.
I was looking at trucks
There's a
for sale the
reason,
other day.
'cause it's
and There's a
good.
Yellowstone
Oh,
decal
there's
on it.
kids being named Dutton left and right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Rip.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I thought was cool is how they incorporated music. I know a lot of the music me and Josh
Yeah.
listen to.
Yeah.
They, you know, that.
Well, one of the guys on there is a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, Ryan Bingham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Ryan.
he sings a lot on there. And
So he's still alive, huh? They haven't killed him off yet.
Spoilers.
I don't know. I mean, I don't watch the show. I wasn't sure. I just know people
I don't
die
know.
on there.
Yeah,
They
well,
take
we don't
them
want
to the train station.
People still watching this one. We better not spoil
Yeah,
too much.
we'll make somebody mad.
This is like a newer show.
Oh, it's like still coming on, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
November's the new-
Paramount is the channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, people are getting Paramount just to watch this. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Good pick. It's definitely a big show.
Definitely.
Clay.
Going from the heart again. Another comedy. Shocker. With another loaded cast. Probably no one here's seen it. Community.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Y'all have? Really?
Yeah.
Good. I loved it. Chance, you didn't watch it all.
It's my least favorite show I've ever watched.
That's
Really?
That's
Serious,
stupid.
dead serious, yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It went
You
downhill
watched
after
the first 3
It
seasons.
went
and loved
downhill after the first
You didn't
season.
watch another episode.
Yeah, because it went downhill after
But
the
you
episodes
didn't
I
watch
watched.
it.
Clay loves it. Though.
I haven't
Clay
finished it.
absolutely
I
loves
thought it was great.
I think
Chevy
it slowed
Chase
down.
is in there, right?
He is.
Yeah.
For the first,
Yeah.
why I
Hilarious.
wanted
He
to
is
watch
hilarious in there. I'll
he
give him that.
caused problems with the actors and stuff, and he had to leave though.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons.
And who's the lead character?
Joel McHale, who I cannot root
He had a
for.
great show on
I
E!
hate
though.
him.
His show on E! a
Talk
long
Soup?
time ago. Talk Soup.
Oh,
was
yeah. I
hilarious.
used to like that.
He's
Yeah,
great.
He was good on
Yeah,
that.
that was a funny
Every movie
show.
I've seen him in, he's supposed to be like the jerk and the guy you're not supposed to like, and you're supposed to love him in this.
I mean, he plays
and I
that. He
can't
plays
do
that
it.
exact same
No,
role,
it's-
but you're
yeah.
supposed to love him
Yeah,
that
but
way.
you're supposed to cheer for him. And I couldn't cheer for him.
He plays the same character.
You stood up in the house. At the end of
Yeah,
season
I was
1
excited
because of his character.
Yeah, at the end of season 1, but then he just got worse after that.
You didn't watch
They
it.
all got worse.
Let's
didn't
get out
watch
the
it.
boxing gloves.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Bro fight. Bro
I'm telling
fight.
you.
Great show, loaded cast. Yeah, Joel McHale, Allison Brie, freaking
Kim Jong. Not
Yeah.
Kim
That's right.
Jong.
I forgot. He's a
Mr.
teacher.
Chow.
He's one of
Mr.
the
Chow.
teachers.
It's
What's
Kim
his real
Jong.
name? It's Kim Jong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I was
actually
talking about South
you know, he's
Korean
actually
guy
a
or whatever.
doctor.
yeah,
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
He went to Duke, yeah.
Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
thought I was looking at the cast. I was like, "Is that Childish?"
Yes, he's
Gambino?
he left the show to become a rapper. Yeah.
Okay.
He actually played his like a mixtape that he was making like on set to some of the cast, and they told him, "Why are you still acting?" So he left the show and went and became a rapper.
They were right, I guess.
Yeah.
This is America. Great too.
Oh yeah,
He
It's a
made
great
the right
show.
move.
He
Yeah.
did, definitely. Yeah, I love the show. It's a bit out there. The comedy's a little bit different, but I love it. So who's up now? Kyle?
So, in the theme of like recency or recent shows, I'm gonna grab one. I joked about it in the group text, and I'm shocked that nobody's got it yet. But that's Ozark.
Yeah, great
Oh,
pick.
wow.
I was
Yeah.
going to get that.
surprised.
If it
Oh,
came
that's-
back to me. man.
That was going to be my pick.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I
got it.
picked it at the right time because I was like, "How is it still on the board?"
the
it's
way
up
y'all
there.
talk about it, I thought it was going like round 2.
Oh, it's a great show. It's It's one of the best recent shows.
I think so.
Without a doubt.
You talk about
like
character
that Stranger
development.
Things, you know?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. So
You haven't seen Ozark?
Dude, you gotta watch it. Just ended
Jason
too.
Bateman, like you know him as a funny guy more than likely. Not funny at all. Not funny
I don't
at all.
know. Maybe one or two laughs.
He has some like very, very, very dark, dry humor. I guess you could say.
Few and far between.
But, oh my
sure.
God, it's not what you would expect with him. It's
He's-
kind of like when
and he produced it, which is cool.
It's kind of like when Vince Vaughn went and did True Detective.
Right.
That second season of that, man.
Which sucked.
Who's everybody's
Horrible.
favorite character?
First True Detective.
What's the girl's name?
Ruth Langmore.
God, you gotta love
Ruth
Ruth.
Yeah, Ruth or Marty, one of the
I
other.
gotta say Ruth. She is.
Definitely Marty.
She's the best Dutton of the show.
Dude, she's so good.
But his wife, man, I
Poor
grew to
her.
like her.
I can't
She's a
stand
sweetheart,
her.
bro.
Yeah.
Hate his wife.
I wanted her to die in the car crash in the final season. So bad.
So motherly.
He made that joke earlier on.
Her son hated her.
She listens to the pod, by the
There's
way.
no shot she
Jonah-
listens to this.
Jonah's a
podcast.
likable character, but Wyatt was a super likable
Dude,
character.
Wyatt.
I like
I grew
Wyatt.
to love Wyatt
Are we
until
going
he started
7
kissing
rounds?
Grandma.
Yeah,
that was
like
a weird
granny.
scene, man.
That scene. Oh,
I tell you,
Dude,
I had to fast forward.
Darlene was a freaking killer.
She was a
Yeah.
phenomenal
Like,
character,
yeah.
but when her and Wyatt just started like making love, I guess you could
yeah.
say on the
That
screen,
was a
I like,
shocker.
fast forward, fast forward.
You know,
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
Better get a
the
bonus
cartel
for that.
leader's nephew. His character was so well
yes.
that it made me super uncomfortable every scene he's in. 'Cause you didn't know what he was going to do.
He was a
Man.
psychopath.
He was psycho. Yeah.
oh, her
That's
brother.
it.
Yeah, he make you nervous.
I like
not
the
the brother, the drug dealer.
the drug dealer's
yeah,
nephew.
Yeah.
I really like the lawyer too, man.
Oh man, and
Yeah.
the way that went
Yeah,
down.
I don't want to
Oh,
spoil it. Woods hadn't seen it.
Woods, you gotta watch it, man.
All
All
right,
right, I'll
that
check
ought to
it
be
out.
on top of your list.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's.
That
I
is-
think it's
I
16.
was shocked. I was
all
shocked
time,
that I got
16.
it at.
And it's
4.
not very long.
No, it's
No,
4
you can watch
seasons.
it.
5.
It won't take you 4 years to watch it.
My dad's watched it all on the span of probably like the past year, and he's not been committed
And you
at all.
watch it a lot quicker.
Yeah, he ain't been committed whatsoever.
Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
Yes. It's like one of Netflix.
Probably
the
the best
cornerstones.
show
I
on
think.
Netflix.
Stranger Things is on there.
I don't know. It's close.
I said in the
Stranger
group
Things on
text,
there.
I'm gonna shank somebody if they take Ruth Langmore from me.
That's something Ruth would say.
Yeah, but yeah, no, get
Love
it
her
anyway.
character, man. It's one of my favorite characters of all time.
You know, kind of attractive. I'm gonna put that out there. Kind of attractive.
I liked the accent
I'm attracted
for some
to
reason.
her
I don't
character,
know
but
why.
not like, but in a platonic way. Like I want to be a
That
friend.
doesn't make any sense.
I want to be a friend.
You can't like women like that.
No, that's an attractive. You gotta want to nail every woman you meet. If I like you, I want to nail you.
As a person who works with all women, basically, I cannot say that.
Well, I mean, I am too. Right? Ray, I don't know. Ray,
Yeah,
trying to.
Yeah, I
don't
can.
know what you're talking about.
But no, I like her in like I don't know. Just I like her character.
Want to root for her. I rooted for her
Yeah,
so bad,
dude.
man.
It's the come up,
Oh, and making something of yourself and just being,
even if it was laundering money,
yeah.
running the casino.
And she ain't
Strip
scared
club.
of nothing or no one.
Talk about a name of a strip club, the Landing Strip.
Oh, yeah.
What a name for
No,
something.
no. Lickety split.
What's the Landing Strip from? That's from a different show.
Yeah.
Where you been?
What's that from? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Lickety Split's
Lickety
better than
Splits.
Landing Strip.
It is.
Before we ruin it for Woods, you're up.
Oh yeah, well, dang man, that was gonna be my
I'm gonna
pick.
watch it tonight.
I've kept it so comedy based, and I know you guys are like me, but just for y'all at home, these are hard decisions. These are
We're
painstaking.
going 8 rounds, right?
Well, that helps a little.
I haven't moved
But
out of my first.
I got to
year.
work
I mean,
tomorrow. I don't know.
that helps a little bit, man.
4-hour podcast.
I think it was, I kind of tie these things
That's
to
from
the
Friday
shows I
Night
watched with
Lights.
my wife. Ozarks was definitely one of those. I'm not going to go this one, but I'm going to shout it out real quick. Really like watching Nip Tuck with my wife. Super duper
my dad liked
entertaining.
That was on the
man.
list for me, man.
Was it?
You can't
Oh,
be doing shout outs.
We can't do a
Yeah,
shout out.
well,
Okay,
save that for
okay.
the end, Ray.
I got you. Now might be a good time for me to take Lost.
Yeah.
Like Woods talked about Smallville, hurt by the writer's strike, but that and Grey's Anatomy got me watching TV as kind of an adult. Like Lost was on. I loved
Nicole got you watching TV.
Well, she did too. Yeah, that's right. And I watched the pilot episode, and you're just hooked. You got to find out what happened to these people. The plane crashed, blah, 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 blah. And they take you on a wild ride, man, season 1 and 2. I think 3 is when the writer's strike came out, and maybe they had a 4th piece of 1, maybe 5. So it ended very bad, but I, without a doubt, did not miss an episode of Lost when it came on back in the day. So that's going to be my pick, and definitely probably a reach, but I'm going to take it.
Terrible.
No, I don't think it's
terrible. I think it's a
terrible.
very respectable pick.
It's in a lot of people's top 10s, and
Yeah, it had to be picked. Yeah, it had to be picked.
Yeah,
Like
it was good.
Game of Thrones
The
was,
ending
it had
just
to be picked.
ruined it almost.
Yeah, not a satisfying ending.
I never watched it. My buddy Derek tried to get me to watch it a few times. I never tried.
Well, it's definitely one of them where every week you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? You know.
Yeah.
And then you get to the end, and then you're like, we watched all this. For that?
They didn't tie up any loose endings.
No,
not one. You
Yeah,
know,
it was cable. What channel was that on?
I'm pretty sure CBS.
ABC.
Really?
Was that
ABC.
ABC?
It was ABC. Yeah.
It's one of the major.
It was
networks.
local. Local TV.
Which I will
that's why I
say,
said cable.
it's hard to find. To me, it's hard to find a good show on like the major network.
Oh, it's impossible.
Now it is.
Yeah,
It is impossible.
I don't dig any of them. So
I think I have one on my entire list. It's
They're
How
all
to Get
kinda
Away with
cheesy,
Murder.
you know?
That's the only one that I can actually get
CSI
into.
style. Yeah.
Freaks and Geeks was on there.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, and then they
It
kicked
was-
them off.
it was
Like,
on-
like half of the episodes were.
Well, no,
What
this
channel was it
is
on?
too hip.
NBC.
Fox?
NBC.
Really? I didn't realize that.
That was before FX
What?
was a thing.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going with a FX show this time. I'm going with Justified.
Dang it!
Oh, I love that
I
show.
did not-
Justified.
Broke some hearts with that.
Dude.
Oh, that was going to be my
Oh,
next
that's a great
I thought it was
character.
safe.
Yeah, man, Raylan Givens.
That is one of the greatest characters.
Man, it's such an awesome show. It's a really cool setting, set up in the mountains, you know, up there, and
Kentucky
dealing
mountains.
with that. Yeah.
In the holler.
And the holler, and dealing, you know, that
Boyd freaking
demographic.
Crowder.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Sounds like
Walt
crap you'd watch.
Goggins is the best character
Yeah.
ever, man. He plays that to a T. He's funny. You know, every time he's on screen, he's going to do something crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just an awesome show all around, and it was one of them that you sat down to watch it, you had to finish it. And I think he did like 6 seasons.
Have y'all seen Justified?
Never
Watched
heard
the
of it.
first season and love it.
It's awesome.
Whoever picked the cast.
I just read
done a
about
great
it, and
job.
it sounds like something I.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a federal agent. And U.S. Marshal. He's a U.S. Marshal up in the mountains in Kentucky, and it's wicked, man. He gets into some stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
and they keep it pretty
to watch
authentic.
Yeah.
To Kentucky. Like,
Yeah.
my brother now lives in Kentucky, and you know, there's that one episode where they have the hostage situation, and they buy the guy Nashville hot chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually, my parents didn't bring it to me, but I was gonna bring a case of L8 up here.
Yeah.
So L8 is like a Kentucky-owned like ginger ale type drink that you pretty much can only find in Kentucky. And my family always brings some back, but like in a few of the episodes, they actually made a Molotov cocktail out of L8 in one of the episodes. But like it's in the show too.
That's awesome.
So the Kentucky bourbon, there's a lot of those mentioned in there.
They're drinking at the end of every show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and dude, freaking Raylan, like his body count.
Oh, he's killing some
through the
folks.
roof.
Well, that's why he ended up
killing
in
some folks
Kentucky.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's putting some folks down.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, the very first
scene.
just watch the
It's
first
the first scene.
Yeah.
You'll be hooked.
Just killing folks
sums it
left
up.
and right.
And like I'm a gun guy. We probably won't ever dive into that on the podcast. But Raylan is a Glock man. Now the first episode he doesn't use a Glock, he uses a SIG. But after that, like a lot of times he's pulling either a Glock 26 or Glock 17.
Does he turn them into guacamole?
Yeah, basically.
Well, he don't miss.
No.
Everybody else does, but he don't.
Raylan's a bad dude, man.
Totally go with Justified, man.
Dang it.
That's a good pick.
Awesome.
I was
I had it on my
debating
list.
on that or Ozark, but I was like, Justified will be there.
Yeah. Nope.
Out of my top tier.
Rayleigh, what'd you just pick?
I went with Lost.
Okay,
that's what it was.
I forgot. I didn't write it down.
All right, Chance, you're up, brother.
All right. How many rounds are we going for sure? Like legit before I
10.
pick?
7? At least 7.
7? Okay. So I can wait on some of these. Next pick, I'm gonna take a. It's still making show
Wait, we're doing
seasons.
7?
At least
We're
7.
doing at least 6, right?
At least 6. Maybe
Okay.
7.
It's still a new show. It's about to end this upcoming year. Actually, whenever it finally puts out the new season, that is Ted Lasso. Have any of y'all seen Ted Lasso?
I haven't yet.
No,
I don't.
Oh my
I've
god!
heard a
So
lot
Apple
of good-
TV?
Apple
I don't
TV.
have Apple TV.
I heard a lot of good about
I got
it.
everything else.
Get it. Clay will give you his login like he gave it to me.
I figure it's gonna go over to Netflix after it ends.
I bet it don't.
Tasty Ted
Cobra
Lasso
Kai
beverage.
did. That's where it started.
Yeah, but Netflix probably bought it because Cobra Kai is still getting made.
Eastbound and Down feel?
Oh my gosh! And this is a very serious show.
Heartwarming.
I mean,
drama.
I've never cheered for a character as much as I do for Ted Lasso in that show. Jason Sudeikis.
What's this
can't
quote?
believe you didn't pick
I believe
that.
in believing or something. Or
It's coming up.
It was coming.
Yeah.
I believe in believing. It's something like that. I can't remember what the quote is, but it's such a good show, heartwarming show. I mean, the man, he loves to coach sports. He takes this job over in Europe or England to go and coach soccer.
Yeah, he's a football
What
coach
kind
from
of
like
co-
Nebraska.
he's a football
He's a real football coach, but he's going to coach English Premier League soccer.
Which you knew nothing about.
He knew absolutely nothing about, which is part of the whole first season, like the joke.
It almost has like a major league vibe too.
Yeah, because the
background
owner
of the
wants to
story.
lose and all
he
that
has
stuff.
to learn all the rules.
And the
all
owner's
that.
like against him, and
She
then,
wants to lose, so she hires him.
Yes.
That's why she
She
got
wants to,
hired. 'Cause he was a
because-
viral sensation because he danced.
Yes,
he had like
and-
a dancing video in the locker
I was
room.
wondering
She
how
was
he got
pissed,
from Nebraska to.
Yeah,
She was pissed at her husband because they just got a divorce or whatever, and she got the team, and she's trying to rub it into his
So
face and
freaking
stuff. And man, he gets like divorced while he's over there, and he's having talks.
Spoilers. Stop. Stop.
Stop. It's such.
tell
You
any
can
more
watch
about
it.
it,
You can
'cause I'm
watch
gonna
it.
watch it
You
eventually.
can watch it in a weekend.
Such a good show.
It's 2 seasons. I think they're either 8 or 10 episodes each. So
Yeah, and you just smile watching him.
so good.
And one of the guys in there, what's his name? Ken?
Roy.
Roy Kent. He's about to be in Marvel now.
Another
He's-
spoiler.
Thor's been out for 3 weeks now. I was in Tennessee when it came out, so yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch it, but
You need to. It's great.
So good.
You
So
get
It's-
wrap around too, homie.
I do. And then with my next pick, only one person in here has seen this, and that's Bill. And Bill's the person who told me to watch it, and that is Kingdom.
Okay.
oh wait, about the MMA.
You need to watch
it's
it.
on
if you
my
haven't.
list.
You
It's
need to
on my
watch
list.
it. It's got
And-
like Nick Jonas in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Now I did see a little bit of one episode, and it's kind of bad.
nah, it's a great show.
No, I'm not talking about in that way.
Oh, it's like a good bad.
Like dirty.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Would
Well,
you
maybe the one episode I seen.
Well, no, like one dude's like a druggie.
Yeah, and he had a couple of women with him.
He might have. I don't remember. It's still a great show.
That doesn't
Nothing.
that doesn't
Yeah,
register
yeah,
on
right
Chance's bad list.
Huh?
Yeah, he's talking about the
Jay?
brother. Yeah, Jay.
Yeah. Jay, he
Very
couldn't
cool.
help it. He's a druggie. But
What
Yeah, no,
streaming
I
service
know
is it
exactly.
on?
I'm going to watch it.
I
Anything
watched
about
it on
yeah.
Netflix, but it's on Hulu now.
How many seasons is that?
Like 4, maybe 3 or 4.
And it's over with. It's done.
Yes. Yeah. It's phenomenal though.
I actually started to watch it one day and ended up starting something else.
If you
know how
enjoy
that goes.
MMA or UFC like me, Bill, and Josh, like you do, you need to watch it. It's so good. It shows
I'm
you kind of
going
like
to.
a background version of that, like how, and it's really
It's on Peacock.
how hard it is
It's on
to
Peacock,
make
and how
it.
hard it is
Yeah.
to make it. 'Cause they have like some actual MMA people, like one of the trainers like trains like used to train like BJ Penn or something like that, and he's in the show. And he's like a real trainer.
Cub Swanson's in
It's
it.
phenomenal. Cub Swanson.
So they have
in
some
that.
MMA guys in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
great show.
I'll catch it.
I knew nobody else had really seen it, but I needed to promote that, and there's another one I got to promote after a while. So
So we going 6 or 7 because that's going to change my draft. We need to set one in
I
right
think
now.
we go 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go 6.
This,
Sorry,
this
10.
podcast going up being 3 hours if we don't.
it's 2 hours as of right now.
Yeah.
We can finish in 30.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do. Yeah, 6 is fine.
6.
Especially since Justified's gone.
Gotcha.
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Woods, you're up.
Woods,
man.
you're up.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
up. Just
yeah.
in time.
How you gonna handcuff Justify? What are you gonna go with, man?
Let me see here, man. I would say after dropping that one, I think a show that was I loved it growing up because it was a little bit spooky. It was a little bit crazy.
Goosebumps?
Not Scooby Doo.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Goosebumps,
Scooby-Doo was
Rock.
pretty
Are you
good.
afraid of the dark? Was awesome. I'm going with the X Files.
Yeah.
X Files, Mulder and Scully. Every week different monster, government cover up, aliens, the whole 9 yards. You had
Supernatural before Supernatural.
Supernatural
Yeah,
before
see a
Supernatural.
theme here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with X-Files.
That was
for
a
sure.
big show.
Huge
Yeah,
show,
yeah,
and
it's
went
a big
on
show.
forever. And the
Had
movies,
movies.
yeah, 2 movies, and they were both terrible. But the show itself, just the weekly show was pretty awesome. So still go back and watch them some. So definitely go with the X-Files.
Good pick, man.
Yeah,
Good
for
pick.
sure.
A lot of respect there.
Rayleigh?
Yeah, I'm going to follow up his with Doctor Who. No, I'm just picking. I've never seen that, but I know it's popular.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
like
actually
100 seasons of that. I think.
Yeah, it goes back. I watched that episode the other day from it looked like the 60s.
Used to be on LPB.
Yeah.
I will say this real quick. When David Tennant was the Doctor, he was the best Doctor, and it rocked.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard that there were certain doctors that were great.
David Tennant.
Yeah, that just kind of went.
And then
downhill.
everybody else. Yeah, and then everybody else. So.
But my pick, man, is another. It's a respect pick. It has to be on this list. There's no way it can't be. Yeah, I'm going with The Simpsons, man. It's been on for 36 years.
Yeah.
And there's points in my life where I was a hardcore watcher, watched it every Sunday. But
that's a show you don't have to watch all the time.
No, because
it's not a consistent storyline.
It outlasts you.
It's like an episode by episode thing.
Yes. I mean, there's characters and things going on with those characters, but no, not anything you have to watch
in order.
Because none of them have ever aged or nothing like that.
No.
Bart's still a kid.
Yeah. Maggie's still a
great
baby.
movie based off of the show.
Love the movie.
Movie's fantastic.
And the Halloween
man.
special every
The
year.
Halloween specials. If you're not watching those, you need to be watching
every
Halloween
year, the
specials.
Halloween special is what I look forward to.
It's just something you can count on, man. And how can you have a show that's that long? Nobody's show, whatever you pick, will be as long as The Simpsons, man. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
unless you go Bold and the Beautiful or something.
And it was
that's my next pick. Yeah.
It was like the first, what I would call prime time cartoon.
Right.
I mean, I remember waiting with excitement when it was coming on. When Fox, it was on Fox.
A lot
too,
of hype. And they'll dog Fox, man, in some episodes. They're kind of like they started the whole
predicting the future.
They was kind of controversial with that.
It's highly controversial.
Predicting the future stuff's insane.
It's nuts, man.
I don't understand it.
And I can remember my mom, I would say crap after Bart Simpson when I was like 5. You cannot go around. You can't watch that anymore.
Yeah, my mom did the same thing.
That happened with me and I think it was Family Guy. I called Clay a bastard, and Chase got in so much trouble because I was watching him with Chase, and he got in a ton of trouble.
That's typical oldest brother.
I didn't get in trouble.
Responsibility. Yeah, you always catch flag for.
No, I'll tell you this.
Caught flag for what Ty did. Lord.
Oh man, I've got whoopings over that. Yeah. No, I have a favorite, funnier cartoon, which is Squidbillies, man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
if you ain't watching
Squidbillies,
man. Oh my goodness.
Did you ever watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
No.
I've seen some of that. That's like Robot Chicken and all that.
It's hilarious.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's like just if you think South Park or Family Guy is bad, this is like a times 10.
Really?
Yeah. It's some redneck squids. And it's just fun. You gotta watch it.
So,
what more do you want?
With that,
redneck squids.
I'm gonna go with earlier I was talking about how some seasons are better than others, and the way that this show's set up, I feel like this one season can stand alone on its own because it's completely different plot lines, completely different characters. But True Detective season 1,
that's
one of the best.
Holy crap!
That is
phenomenal,
great, man.
Yeah, one of the best
freaking Matthew
seasons
McConaughey
of
it's
any type of
it's the best
drama, whatever. I have it on DVD. I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Like Matthew McConaughey and Woody
Harrelson
are just you talk about
what a
character
team,
development.
man.
Yeah.
And it's based in Louisiana. They're Louisiana State Troopers.
Edge of your seat, freaked out. Don't
Mouth
want to go down
hanging
south
open
anymore.
half the
totally
time.
freaked out. That is such a
Whenever
creepy,
they go to that freaking house,
Yeah.
and what does she have? Was a B1?
Spoilers.
It's been out 10
Oh, it's
years.
been out too long. If you hadn't seen
10
that.
years.
Make
When they go to,
I watched
when they
that
go
up
to
at the
Texas
old house.
and infiltrate that little
watched that with Dad.
Just
That was
when
so
they go to the house,
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey's
Heart
got that
pounding.
tick about him, and he looks back at Woody Harrelson and he goes, "This is the guy." You remember because they've been looking for him for years, and he's like super. He's freaked out. He's like, "This is the guy." We found him.
The scene where he starts, the main character was you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh,
that's
I mean, it's on my list to watch.
Josh,
Oh,
you
I have
have
to
made a
do you-
mistake.
Would you
Based on a true
do you want
story.
to borrow it?
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about it either.
It's like a consensus.
It's like 8 episodes.
No, I know.
It's
I've heard.
ever.
And actually, when I study on this, stuff, you
learn stuff.
really
Dude,
see where
it's
such a.
It's amazing.
But everything I read was watch the first season and you don't worry
Okay,
about
the
the
second
rest.
season has
Tim
Vince
Riggins
Vaughn.
is a cop in the second season. Like
The second season
Well,
is just
the second,
okay.
Well, yeah, it's okay.
The first is dynamite.
And the third season's really good.
people say the third one's good
Yeah,
because
it's
of
really
Marsha
good.
Holla or whatever
I
his
might
name is.
start it
Ali.
tomorrow because it's only one season.
Do you
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have HBO?
Yeah,
Can you watch
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
standalone.
HBO's got the best shows.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah, they got two.
Have you ever seen The Leftovers? I don't think anybody's gonna pick that.
What about?
No, but I heard it was good.
You need to watch The Leftovers too. It's 3 seasons. It's quick. It's kind of about like the rapture.
My wife's
loosely
gonna
about
listen
the
to this.
rapture.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
yeah, she's a.
But it's not a
daughter
biblical
of-
show. It's just
Yeah.
when people
famous
disappeared
actress.
like the
That's
rapture.
what I was
Yeah.
wanting to
Yeah.
know.
So
Her name.
good. It's another one
It's
me
out
and
there.
Dad
It's
watched when I was
available.
way too young to be
You
watching
need to see that
Yeah.
again. So I think she's also in California.
So I'm going to watch that. That's going to be the
Yeah.
next show I watch.
And I'm
have
watching.
to
I'm
watch
going to
it.
watch
It'll
True
be a quick
Detective,
one.
too.
True
I'll
Detective.
watch
Be-
it.
Watch
we,
that.
Me and him's going to watch it. We'll talk about it.
have you
when
not
we're
seen
done.
Talk to us.
I don't know what y'all said. I was
I
not
want to
listening.
rewatch it now.
I'm going
that's
to
fine.
too.
We gotta watch it.
That's a solid pick.
That can be
Solid
can we do a
I'm proud of
podcast
that.
for
That's
it?
a
I've been
value pick.
wanting to rewatch something or watch something. I might rewatch.
That should be
season
first
1.
round. I mean, I feel.
Yeah.
Well,
I hear so
it's
much
the
It
whole
about
was
that
in
first season.
my first tier, so
Yeah, for sure.
There's not a better season of television
False.
that I've ever seen.
Look on my head.
Yeah,
Besides Freaks and Geeks, than True
Wait on Bill
Detective.
Hey, I'll buy that, man.
Yeah.
Like,
True
seriously.
Detective season 1 is awesome.
That woke me
And
up.
it's
awesome.
it's
Good pick.
throwed off, and I even liked it. That's all you got to know. Like I'm not
Well,
big
let's
on
don't
that
say
kind of
anything else
stuff.
about it because
Yeah.
me and Clay's watching it.
Yeah.
When those aliens showed up and abducted
And all the incest. Oh my gosh.
It's Mucho Dark, man.
Now I'm in.
Yeah, this is all season one. Season
It's
one.
based in West Virginia. Okay.
Had me an alien.
play your back up.
Have you seen that, Bill?
No.
You need to
Half
watch
the
it.
people
Too.
up here haven't. Y'all just talking
We
about
might
it.
have ruined it.
Okay,
Had my
y'all
fingers
watch
in my
True
ears.
Detective and then bring Chappelle's show too. Like, just get
I've
all
got
of it.
I
the
watched the
Chappelle
Chappelle
show
show. I've
on
watched
DVD
it.
here.
He
Somewhere.
owns it. He just hasn't watched it.
Yeah.
Because he knows it's a classical piece.
2014. That's when it came out.
Wow.
Well, I'm
True
sorry.
Detective.
Almost 10 years. It's hard to believe.
So my next pick, going another comedy again, if y'all can believe that. It's my last hat that I brought, and it's actually I was gonna take a serious show over it, but I'm just gonna stick to the order.
Because of the hat.
Yeah, might as well. It's Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
pick, man.
Yeah. It's a
good show.
Some funny stuff.
I watched that before I watched The Office.
Did you really?
I did.
The Office is so much better.
It's
The
so
Office
much
is better. Yeah, yeah. But Parks and Rec has characters that, I mean, Ron Swanson. It's hard not to just absolutely love him.
Legendary.
He's hilarious.
Yes.
And then Chris Pratt's character, Aubrey Plaza, they're both great.
Chris
together.
Traeger.
Yeah. Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe's character.
Rob Lowe, yeah.
I mean, Crap Leslie Nope's great. Everyone.
Who would have thought
Phenomenal.
after seeing Chris Pratt on that, he would have blowed up like he
Yeah.
has?
Right.
It happened while he was making that show. Have you seen it?
Yeah, some of them. I
So like he had like a beer gut and everything until like season 4, and they show up and he's like skinny, and they're like,
They make
"What
a joke
happened?"
about it, right?
And he's like, "I just stopped drinking beer, and look what happened to me."
Yeah.
Well, they
But he
casted
was
him-
with
they
Guardians of the
casted
Galaxy.
him- yeah, there you go.
That's
They
why he
casted
lost
him
all the
there.
weight. Yeah.
And he actually said, I watched a recent thing on like how he, lost all his weight, and he was like, it became a thing. The director, he said, "You're just funnier when you're fat."
Yeah.
And it was a thing. How fat could he get? And that's
That
yeah,
was
that's
like
how that's how he did it.
I don't know if anybody else will take this. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
You
that's
might have
such
seen
a
that.
funny show.
The bartender dude from that. I
Yeah.
can't remember his name. That's what he did. He got fat
He
for like 2
gained a
seasons.
bunch of weight,
because he just
man.
wanted to do it. And people were like scared for his health.
Yeah.
And then he lost all
he's
that.
married to the
The blonde chick,
girl.
yeah.
That show's been on forever.
And I can't rank
Like
it. I
15
can't watch
seasons.
it, man. There's-
15
it's not enough
seasons?
to
Yeah, I
story.
knew it was a long.
Yeah.
That's all. It's still going on.
Yeah.
But it has some of the funniest episodes. The Charlie McDennis games that they play, hilarious.
How old is Danny DeVito?
Old.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got to be.
So tiny.
God.
Late 70s,
Back
probably?
to Ron
I would
Swanson,
bet.
though, man.
Yeah. You can
call
fish,
somebody short. That's
Fish
fair.
for sport.
Oh, yeah.
It's practically a
True
vegetable.
American, man. He's perfect, yeah.
Or when he had that, he had like a permit or something. I don't, what was it? He had it like folded up in his pocket, piece of
Oh,
paper
yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Well, one of the ones I liked was he had like a toothache, And he just pulls a pair of pliers out of his desk and just rips out the tooth. Like he's just a tough American guy, you know.
Tough guy.
And you sit down at his desk, and he has a freaking sawed-off shotgun pointing at your face, or a claymore beside that.
Yeah, and that's another one with 15 characters who are big names, and they're all hilarious in the show. Yeah, I love it. It's not The Office, it's not Friends. It's a little bit under those, but I mean it fits right into there with them.
I'm glad
Great
I watched
sitcoms.
it before The Office, because everybody compares it to The Office because it was supposed to be kind of like it, and loosely based off, because it's supposed to be like a mockumentary or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad I watched it before, because I probably would have judged it a whole lot worse if I'd have seen it after.
Well, I mean, I watched The Office and then I watched it,
Yeah.
and I still loved it.
Yeah, it stands.
The last season is kind of weird though, because they have a time
They
jump.
didn't end it well.
The last episode's solid. The whole last season's But yeah, I love the show still.
They made a COVID episode actually. They all zoomed in.
They
and made one big a reunion type show.
Yeah,
in character.
That was good. All right,
Josh.
All right, I'm gonna pick this one because I love Star Wars, The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
Oh, good one.
Good show.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes Star Wars and like an old Western movie and puts them together and makes a show. And they're short, they're easy to watch.
Yep.
Baby Yoda. I mean,
Dude, Baby Yoda drinking the
coffee,
drinking the tea or whatever
it is. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
While he's fighting with is that Gina Carano?
Did you not see the picture?
Yeah. That's
Gina
pretty cool.
Carano. She's awesome.
Yeah.
and then they get rid of her.
Yeah, that's
Disney.
That's Disney for you.
Yeah, and when I first started watching that show, I had because all of a sudden there's this Baby Yoda everywhere.
Yes.
And I had no idea that this show was about that. I had seen nothing. And so when that first episode showed up and he reaches in the little baby carriage and I was like, I lost it. I was like, oh, I was like, there's a Baby Yoda. And then I started noticing oh, this is everywhere. Never mind. I'm late to the ball game.
I have a Baby Yoda patch for my diaper bag for Drew. And I'm not even a big Star Wars person, but I totally had a Baby Yoda patch on my diaper bag.
John Favreau, man.
I was wearing my Baby Yoda T-shirt.
He's the man
before I put this on.
Man, they couldn't. As far as a Star Wars fan, they made that show was perfect. Like it was all
Well,
the way.
they tied so many other characters.
Yes.
I mean, Luke Skywalker and
I
Boba
felt
Fett.
like Boba Fett was always the character in Star Wars that you want to know more about.
Yeah.
In the movies.
Well, didn't they just make a book
he never
of Boba Fett
spoke
show?
in Star Wars.
Yeah,
He's the most popular character, just about, and he didn't hardly even do anything.
Didn't his own show just kind of not be that great though?
I like
Book of Boba Fett. I thought people were really hyped for it, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
good.
well,
same with
it
Kenobi,
had a lot,
right?
like the Mandalorian. A lot of the stuff off the Mandalorian was in it. I mean, it was.
Oh well, the Book of Boba Fett, I think, just didn't it? There's only been a few episodes.
No, it's
Star
just over
Wars.
with.
The Star Wars
is it?
universe
Oh, I
is
just
so
hadn't
deep
watched
though
it.
that they've had cartoons and comics and
Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about the Mandalorian, but then
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I heard that wasn't very good either.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Really?
I thought it was really good, but I like Star Wars.
Star Wars fans are weird. If
I
they
know.
critique it so much. No, not like that. They just,
They'll die for it.
No,
They'll die on that hill.
They
They'll fight
critique it more
Trekkies
than
for
people
it.
that aren't fans.
Yeah.
They hate the
Trekkies.
stuff, but because they want it to
But
be.
they'll watch it over and over and over again.
They'll watch it over and over, but then they'll be like, "Oh, this sucked." Like they're so weird.
They got high standards.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
One of my best friends is a complete actually Derek and Michael Shells are both complete Star Wars people, and it hurts their feelings that I don't get into it.
Yeah.
I've never watched a second of it.
Even the original movies?
I've
Never
watched
watched
the first movie.
I feel like you should
and I
see
haven't
them
watched
all,
anything else since.
but
I won't
I
see
just
them.
don't go back.
I
and
love
watch
Rogue
them. I've seen
One.
them all though.
I love all of them.
Yeah, Rogue One was.
This is the Rhett Jones picks right there. Parks and
man,
Rec
dude,
and
hell yeah,
Mandalorian
yeah.
right there. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a good pick, man.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Very popular.
Oh, it's very, very respectable.
Bill, we're going with a blast from the
Oh, and
past.
speaking of the Parks and Rec, who plays the Mandalorian? Oscar Isaac. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
He came on to the Parks and Rec
nice
COVID episode that we talked about.
Little tie-in
He
there.
was like a fill-in guest or something.
It's this chair, I swear.
Who's
Man, I thought
Not farting at home,
You
guys.
did that earlier.
Ran to the bathroom.
Kyle adjusted in his seat at the same exact moment that happened. I was like, oh my God.
I thought the same.
Made him jump.
I thought I was the only one who heard that. I'm like,
I'm telling you, you hear it, and Kyle's going like this. I'm like, whoa.
I'm not going to raise the lid anymore. And I'm going to pee sitting down next time I go in there.
Bill?
All right. My next pick, I'm going to go with something a little lighter here. But next to South Park, I'll probably quote this show more than anything else, and that's SpongeBob SquarePants.
Screw you.
Nice.
Lives in a pineapple under the sea.
I thought
that was my next pick.
Oh, was it really?
I'd have went.
It really might be.
I'd have went Ren and Stimpy, but okay.
SpongeBob is very. I'm sure. Did you have to watch it because of your daughter?
Oh yeah.
Is this a serious pick?
Good excuse.
No, we don't.
I really like
SpongeBob's great TV, man.
Man, there's some. Oh yeah.
Dude, SpongeBob's hilarious.
That could have been my number one pick.
And she quotes it. She quotes it to her kids at school too.
SpongeBob is the
never
Ren
got
and
into
Stimpy of
it.
my generation.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And Ren and Stimpy is on these lists. When you look at the top 100 shows,
They
Ren and
were on my
Stimpy's
list.
all
I
of
just hadn't said it.
Yeah. Yeah, SpongeBob's solid.
I never got into it, even as a kid.
You need to watch the episode.
You're too busy watching Dexter.
I was too busy watching Dexter
Your dad.
at the age of 11.
SpongeBob, that's the best.
No,
that's
like,
the best cartoon.
if it didn't
by
come
far.
on Disney Channel, I didn't
Yeah,
watch
it
it.
is.
Simpsons.
I was big on Disney Channel.
I can laugh at that
Squidbillies.
more than
American
The
Dad.
Simpsons or
Well, it's
Family Guy.
the best like kid show there. You know.
Yeah, but I mean,
It is great because
it's funnier than any of the adult ones.
And it's got adult humor in it.
Oh yeah, if you
Big
dig
time.
Man, look at
Big
Squidward's
time.
freaking nose.
Yeah.
What's it
It
look
looks
like?
like a flaccid penis.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it.
That's what she said.
Well, there's a whole episode of when
Tartar sauce.
SpongeBob gets like sailor mouth, and it's just constant cuss words that just come out of his mouth, and it's just then the beep is a sailor like horn or noise or something. Yeah.
Dude, the Doodle Bob episode.
Oh,
That's
me
fucking
noi.
hilarious. Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, solid pick, Bill.
Last pick.
See, I forgot I had a double coming up here. Man, I hate that. I would have left you SpongeBob.
Well, you can take it back. What you got?
Probably since y'all mentioned True Detectives.
I took season
earlier.
1.
You took season 1.
Yeah, you can take 3 if you want.
Well, there's another one, the American Crime Story series. I like that one, especially the People versus O.J. Simpson.
There you go.
I saw that on a list, though, for real. I saw that on a list as a popular one.
Oh, that's a great series, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Great,
really,
because I didn't know nothing about
really
it until
is.
I
You just
watched
gotta put
it.
a picture of OJ up on the graphic.
Now you can put the mugshot.
But that's a
okay?
double. I doubled up this episode, so
You did.
That's good job, Bill.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
Has anybody else seen that? Have y'all seen that?
I watched a
It's really good.
documentary movie on it. I wonder if that was it or if it was something else.
ESPN made one called Facing OJ or something like
Maybe
that.
that's what
This
I
is the
watched.
one with David Schwimmer and
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
No.
And it's
It
like
was on FX, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, really good.
yeah.
And they
And
said
that-
it's like pretty accurate.
And there was
too.
a documentary about the show too. So you may have
Gotcha.
watched the
Maybe that's
documentary
what it
talking
was.
about the show.
Yeah. Was Cuba OJ?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Dang.
And he did a good job?
Yeah. To me, it did.
I mean, as good as you can do.
Not killing anybody.
Yeah, and David Schwimmer was a Kardashian.
Oh, I could see that with the hairdo.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
Josh.
I forgot that happened.
Last
So,
pick.
is this the last pick?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't y'all probably never watched this, but this is whenever I think of TV when I was a kid, this is the show that pops in my head.
Andy Griffin.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay.
Hey!
I mean, every Friday
Friday
night.
night.
It was
8 o'clock.
Dukes of Hazzard, Dallas, Falcon Crest. Is that where it went? Something like that.
I knew it was Dallas after that.
A lot of action in the Dukes
But
of Hazzard.
the
too.
Dukes of Hazzard,
Yeah.
man, when I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
kid, that was the great. Daisy Duke was my first crush. You know,
Why does older television feel like it was geared more to like people in the South and like nothing's like that anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
like Dukes of
General Lee.
Hazzards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
look at the top of their vehicle. I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays if you would drive down, you'd probably get shot at. You know,
Yellowstone's kind of a. It's not
Yeah.
to me.
Well. Yeah, I guess.
Justified. That's south.
Yeah.
But I will say,
Ozark is in Mississippi.
Yeah, I think you're being. That was
like
Missouri.
Montana or something.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean.
That's
Definitely not Southern.
Yeah.
Well, it appeals. It appeals to
It's
southern
south.
people. Yeah.
It's the way best.
It's Wyoming, ain't it?
Yeah.
But I will say though, I have watched Dukes of Hazzard since I've grown up,
It doesn't hold up.
and it's not the same show.
No,
I
it
mean,
doesn't
it's,
was a good movie,
laughable now.
Yeah, you like the jumps, really. That's what you were tuning in for, and Daisy Duke.
Daisy Duke. But yeah,
And there's always a cliffhanger because right when they go
that's
to,
right.
to a
Commercial.
break,
Yep.
the
They'd
car's
be in
in
the air.
midair.
Yeah.
and talk about they talked about how many cars they went through. Like
Bajillion.
every show they go through like 5 cars. They jump and just tear them up. You know?
Destroy it.
And then the cutaway when the guy would narrate, wasn't that Waylon Jennings?
That's Waylon.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Waylon Jennings.
Jennings.
Just a good
Dang,
old
that's
boy.
cool.
That's it.
All right.
Well, I don't know what to pick.
Pick
I
from
guess
your heart.
I could go with a serious show. Well, my heart was SpongeBob.
I took his heart pick.
Yeah. I didn't think the oldest man on the podcast was taking SpongeBob. I thought I was in the clear. Yeah.
That's where Bill surprises you, man.
Yeah, you never know. Nothing like SpongeBob and OJ back to back. Right after MASH. Yeah. What a list.
Korean War. O.J. Simpson and
I
SpongeBob.
don't know what kind of list you're making over there.
That's a diversified list.
Yeah.
This is tough. I guess I could go with probably what is the best like made show maybe I've ever seen, or the first couple
Do it,
seasons.
because it needs to be talked about.
Prison Break.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if y'all have seen
Please
that.
tell me y'all have seen that.
Yeah.
I watched the.
Yeah,
I
I
watched
watched
like
a little
the
bit of the first.
Yeah,
I
a
watched
little
it
bit.
back in the day.
The first season I think is one of the best
First season's
seasons of
great.
TV shows I've ever seen. But I mean, it gets a little bit worse as it goes. But I think it's still good. Even
Fox.
yeah, they took it off in like 2009, I think, and then they brought it back like 2017, I think, and it was still solid, but the first season was incredible, and I don't know, I like Prison Break type stuff like that. Shawshank Redemption's the best movie ever made to me, so that kind of fits in there.
That's a solid pick.
All right, who's up? Kyle?
So, this one is one that I just have to go with, and it's actually the only. I'll finish up my draft with the only show left in my top tier. I didn't dip into any of my other tiers. This show was produced by Tom Hanks, directed by Steven Spielberg, won all kinds of Emmys, Golden Globes, all kinds of stuff.
Need to be discussed.
It's historical.
Band of Brothers?
That's right.
Okay.
Band of Brothers.
That's right.
Based on Easy Company of the 506th Regiment of the 101st Airborne Division. Talk about a cast, and really, I probably like to go ahead and talk about the Pacific too, because they did it. They did Band of Brothers, then they did the Pacific. But I mean, talk about a realistic feel, historical, and just great television too. Has everybody seen it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not,
Powerful show.
I know it's
Yeah,
one of the best.
yeah, powerful show.
So wait, do you have that and The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like always like the top 2 or 3.
yeah, that's good.
Like
Your boy Ross is in it. Damian Lewis, who's in Homeland, he's great. Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah.
Tom Hardy, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But
Yeah, there's a
and
few
Donnie Wahlberg, of
unexpected
course.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom
But-
Hardy
Yeah.
must have been young in that.
Had to be.
There was a gap too between.
Yeah, this was 2001.
That's a long time ago.
I didn't watch it until my brother got it and had it on DVD, and I watched.
You can buy it at
the
Game
whole
Exchange
freaking
for
thing.
like $20.
And I like how they before or after an episode they would actually
Have the
interview
vets,
the
yeah.
vets that were in
actual-
those battles.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And they were the actual
Powerful
characters. Like,
Yeah, it was real
they'd interview
stories.
the dudes that it was based on. Which is
Yeah,
cool.
powerful stuff.
And you don't. I mean, those guys are pretty much dead. Like I can count on one hand how many World War II vets I've actually taken care of, been able to talk to in the last 5 years. Like they're all gone.
Yeah.
That
Much
was
less the
Tom
ones
Hardy's
that'll talk
debut
about it.
as an actor. What
Yeah.
a debut for him.
But great series. The Pacific's good too. Pacific is rough.
Yeah.
Man, there's parts in that when they're like island hopping and just the theater that it takes place in is just awful. I can't imagine going through that as a young teenager in my early 20s. Like that's like I went to college and goofed off. Yeah. And, these cats went to war and
any of those island hopping campaigns or D-Day invasion, I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah, you got one island, go get another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but anyways, I hate to be such a somber brought
it down a little bit.
It's good.
But it's got to be brought up. It's got to be on the list, though.
That's for sure.
Who's next, man?
You.
Boy. Boy, this is going to be hard to follow up, man.
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
So since we've all been brought down,
I think it's eastbound and down.
Oh, it's my turn.
Is it your turn?
Yeah.
Well, I thought he looked at me.
He did. I want to take this grenade.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I did not want to go.
Band of Brothers, great. I'm going to follow that up with Full House.
Danny Tanner.
Danny Tanner, baby. Rest in peace.
Golden Girls?
No, man. Look, this is my show. When I was a kid, fantastic. Crush on DJ.
Oh, yeah.
I liked Stephanie.
I like Stephanie, too. But, I mean,
Have you
DJ's
seen Stephanie
older.
now?
Yeah. Still like her.
Smoke Show.
Yeah.
About Lori Loughlin?
Still like DJ. Oh, yeah, I like her, too, man. You got two kooky uncles.
Like the aunt. The aunt was the hottest.
Aunt Becky, Lori Loughlin.
Aunt Becky, yeah.
She's in prison.
Lori Loughlin.
She's in prison right now, right?
For helping her kid out.
Trying to get him in a good school, man.
How about them Olsen twins?
Oh, man.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. That blew my mind as a kid to learn there were two of them that played one.
Yeah, and you really can't tell it all.
Then they brought some more twins in there.
How talented they were to do that.
Aunt Becky and them had twins. Yeah. It's a great show. Learned a lot. Weird.
Oh God!
How about the first time you heard Bob Saget do stand-up comedy?
RP.
Oh
my God!
Well, that was a change of
insanely
pace.
There's a joke out there.
Yeah,
you've heard it.
Yeah.
It came out when he, a lot when he died, but that's terrible. That's the worst.
There's when he's on, is it Dumb and Dumberer that he's on?
Yes.
And he walks in the bathroom, and the bathroom's covered in poop, and he's like, "There's shit everywhere." And that was the first time I heard him cuss. I was like, "What's going on?"
Danny Tanner, man.
Yeah, why are you cussing, man?
Yeah.
Then you look up his stand-up.
Yeah, and then
my goodness.
Yeah, they say it's like some.
But
it's very vulgar.
His stand-up is rough, but when they talk about him though, like he was the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, everybody
Everybody
liked it.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Yep.
Great
and like
pick.
Josh said, that's Friday night, man. Watching that show, family.
Yeah.
All right.
Woods.
Two more, yeah.
Is it
Woods.
me?
Yeah.
My last one.
No, it's you and then Chance.
So, this is a show for me that I grew up watching in the '90s. Jonesboro Hodge, all of my buddies, we always watched that show. We brought it back. I'm guarantee this was never on anybody's list, but it was hilarious.
I know it.
And it was Martin.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly where you're
Martin was hilarious. All of his different characters that he played. Yeah, I mean, look, man, he was so talented, and even as a young comedian, young actor, all of the you can go back and watch it now and tell a lot of that stuff was just off the cuff. Man.
Oh yeah.
It was just off the cuff, and you got he's cracking them all up in the scenes, and it was just him basically being turned loose, and just all of the different characters, from Dragonfly Jones to Shanae, Shanae and Jerome, the pimp that was always in town.
Funniest,
Jerome was hilarious, man. Just all of those. It was a funny show. I still watch it today. It's on HBO Max now.
It is. I bought the series not too long ago, actually, on disc.
And I still watch it from time to time, and I always catch a good laugh on every episode.
Yeah, it does hold up.
It holds up.
Oh yeah,
I
watched the first 1 or 2 seasons recently, and
like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
ago.
and all the episodes got erased from our DVR, so I had to. It was like on no streaming services.
Yeah,
but I've got it on disc now, and I'm gonna watch it soon. Probably.
It was before HBO Max was a thing.
Yeah,
so however long ago that was.
Excellent show. I always thought it was funny. Still catch a laugh from it. So definitely Martin.
Chance, bring it home.
Last pick.
Then after this pick though, we
got
gotta talk
honorable
about.
mentions.
We gotta
Yeah,
talk
gotta
about
talk
honorable
about.
Yeah.
because there's a ton of them.
Yes.
For my last pick, it is one of my favorite shows that is still on now. It's only had one season, actually.
Really taking that?
I am. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's only had one season. I'm anxiously awaiting the second season, and it's called Heels. It is on Stars, and
Wrestling?
Yes. Have you ever seen it?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, it is so good. Like, it's about these two brothers and one of them, he writes and runs an independent wrestling league in Georgia. It's in Duffy, Georgia. And his brother's like one of the biggest stars. And it's all about him running that day-to-day organization. It's only 8 episodes right now.
What is it on?
Stars.
Stars.
Yeah.
Small town Vince McMahon.
Exactly. That's what he's trying to be. And there's this rival company in Florida that has all the money. He don't have money. So it's a lot. They're trying to compare it to like WCW and WWE whenever that kind of happened. And it's a phenomenal show. The writing's really, really
So you're
well.
taking this over Euphoria?
Yes, I am. Yeah. It's a great show. You need to watch it. You talked about liking wrestling back in the day.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I'll check it
Absolutely phenomenal.
Well, there was a wrestling show on Netflix about female wrestlers. Did y'all watch it?
Glow?
Glow.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, Allison Brie.
Did you anybody watch
I've never
it?
watched it.
I watched it.
It was good.
I love Allison Brie though.
It was surprising to me.
Yeah, Heels, give it a shot. They've already recorded season 2. They just haven't announced when they're going to release it. I'm guessing it'll be like around October, November, or something like that. But it's a great show. Very, very deep drama. And because like the guy's poor, he works at a lawnmower store, and on his Friday nights he runs this small time show, and it's got like cameos from like actual wrestlers in there too, like
Chris Benoit.
No, he's dead. Like Jake, CM Punk. Y'all remember CM Punk? When he came out, he's in there.
He tried to go to the UFC, he couldn't make it.
Yeah, now he's an actor, and he's in there. And like
like
Jake the Snake, I want to say might have been referenced in there.
Jake the Snake.
It's really good, and it's respected. So y'all need to give that a shot.
Man. Way to wrap it up. Yeah. I'm interested to talk more about these honorable mentions.
Can I run down some?
Yeah.
On my list, like
I'll name off.
I didn't get to my tier 2. My tier 2 is full of them. But Bill, I'm shocked you didn't take the Twilight Zone at some point. But I mean, that's still
there.
I thought it was one of those long running series. It's not. It really wasn't. It was only like less than 10 seasons. But it kind of like still is in pop culture
It
today.
ran all in black and white.
Yeah. Saturday Night Live. Nobody.
How
picked
did that not get picked?
I figured you
With
would have
y'all
took
guys,
that.
I mean,
I
wanted to.
I couldn't get out of my first tier. I mean, it was at the top of my second tier.
Me.
The Walking Dead, Golden Girls, that 70s show. I was shocked that 70s show didn't go.
I did like that one.
Aren't they supposed to start a new
Yeah,
that
90s show.
show. Yeah.
What's he doing?
Deadwood.
Name off some of yours, Mr. Kyle.
Yes, come on.
Andy Griffith.
On CBS, Super Bowl 44 on February
was
7th,
scripted,
2010. And then Monday Night Football, September 25th, 2006.
OJ. No. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Train.
That was the Rebirth.
Yeah, Rebirth.
It's a couple of the greatest.
I thought Vikings was something. That's an actual show, not
Yeah.
Vikings.
One
seen
of the
Vikings?
guys from Heels was in Vikings.
I love Vikings.
I would like to watch that.
And see, I got into
love that
Vikings,
show.
but it took me. I had to watch the first episode like 2 or 3 times before I got into it. I'm thinking Game of Thrones probably
You were
the same way.
dedicated
No,
to that.
Game of
it is
Thrones is
dedicated.
much
I'm gonna
better.
like this show. I'm gonna watch it 4
I
times.
tried that many times.
No Walking Dead.
Walking
Walking
Dead.
Dead. Good.
Should have been on
What
that.
about 24? Nobody
Never
loved
watched it.
24 in here?
Wow.
Yeah,
the
that
first
was
season and
wildly
kinda got out of
popular.
I don't
Yeah, everybody.
understand.
I wasn't super into it, but
Better Call Saul.
Better Call
I
Saul.
was just fixing to
It
say
was
that.
close,
The
man.
best spinoff.
Have you been watching that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Best
have you
spinoff,
watched the
man.
newest episode yet?
I haven't watched
All right.
Mondays.
You can't talk spoilers.
It's
on
one
that.
of the best shows.
Yeah,
still going
I'm
on.
not
going on
talking
right now.
spoilers on this. Are you
I'm
caught
going
up
home
on
to
it?
watch it right now.
You haven't been watching it live? You need to watch it live.
I've got them recorded, but I hadn't watched
You
them
got to catch up before tomorrow night.
Bill
all I'm
knows.
gonna
Season
say.
finale?
No, but
Miami
you got to
Vice
catch up for
love?
tomorrow night.
I'd never
So
really
good.
liked mine.
Man, it is. It's
I love mine.
almost as good as Breaking Bad.
That's what I was talking about with them before we even started recording. Like, yeah, it's a slow burn to me the first 3 or 4 seasons, but after Chuck dies, it takes off, and he actually becomes Saul Goodman.
Yeah,
so good.
But you learn so much about Breaking Bad in this show.
Oh my gosh, yeah! Like you see how the meth lab was built.
Well, you know how it started out, and he was working in that.
I feel like we went from honorable mentions to plot detail.
Yeah, we did.
I better
we did.
Breaking Bad.
But you know, it's going to all come back to how it started at the very beginning.
Yeah, it's getting closer.
Yeah. Going back to our first number 1 pick, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Started the dress.
You've seen
But what else?
The Good Place is another sitcom I was really close to picking.
The Good Place is hilarious.
I love it.
Man.
Love it.
I think that people slept on that.
Have anybody watched Sons of Anarchy? That is so good.
We talked about that earlier.
What about twist at the end of season 1 of Good Place?
Yeah, they are.
Blew
The
my
Shield,
mind.
the first one that really started all that on
It's
FX.
so good.
Have y'all seen The Wire on HBO?
No,
That's
say you have to.
It's in every top 5 or 10.
I drafted that.
It's really good.
I gotta watch.
What about Grey's Anatomy, man? I thought that was
No,
a killer.
no.
Grey's,
I don't know what channel.
Grey's
That's
was
the worst
good for
show
about
ever.
2 seasons. Then
This
after
is
that,
a
they
male
did-
Great. I'm gonna go
No
on.
females.
Hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and
another
go on
one
and say
I expected
that's the
to
worst show
hear,
ever.
but it didn't. Cheers.
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 Anybody ever watch that?
What?
Sanford
Seinfeld.
Son.
I got Seinfeld. I got Seinfeld.
Being a spinoff of Cheers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Anybody
Yeah.
like King of Queens?
Yes.
Kevin
That was
James?
good.
I've watched a
little
couple
bit.
episodes
Holy
of
crap.
that lately.
And then
It's
actually,
funny.
Ben Stiller's dad's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
What
RP.
about Fresh Prince of Bel Air, man?
Yeah, Fresh
Surprised
Prince.
that
and,
wouldn't be
that was great.
Nobody mentioned House.
Saved by the Bell.
I
Saved
used to watch it.
by the Bell,
I used to
man.
watch it with my
Like
dad.
we
all
watched. He liked
And
it.
actually, like, I would probably have
Bill,
medicine
what you think
shows
about
in
Sanford
there
and Son?
until I became a nurse. Then it kind of ruined the medicine shows for me.
That happened for me with Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
It was too much medical stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Back in the day, that was good. Roseanne. Roseanne was a good quality show, man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna throw the Wonder Years in there in that same
Yeah.
time frame too.
I saw his
Wonder
Wonder
Years
Years on the
was
list,
awesome.
and I
Wonder
kind of
Years
put it
was
out.
really
Yeah.
Euphoria is a new one that I think is
Euphoria is
amazing.
top notch.
Ooh,
It's
that's-
dark.
That one's rough.
Oh, yeah.
I
rough
watched
to
a couple
watch.
episodes of that, and I was like,
Showtime.
shit,
Yeah, that's got real popular here lately.
Oh,
That's
it's
got real
so
popular.
it's so good.
It's
so
it's hardcore, but it is freaking.
Oh
good.
yeah, but it's
If you
it's
look
amazing.
past drug addiction, a lot of sex, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Bill, no Married with Children love. I felt like you were going to go with
Yeah, it was okay,
with Al
but
Bundy there.
That was I forget when it was on. It was on in a
Fox?
weird time slot though.
Yeah, but I always watch the reruns.
Was it late? Did he come on really late?
When I started watching it, it was. It was like,
Home Improvement is
11:30.
another solid one.
that was a good one.
Tim Allen.
I
and
can't.
his
I
peak.
thought somebody might have got Key and Peele. I don't know. I was kind of shocked.
I was more with them on YouTube than
yeah,
TV.
little short clips. Yeah,
I would
look up the
AMC
specifics.
Do y'all
Yeah.
like
Hell on Wheels?
historical?
Yeah.
See that?
Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels
I've
is
never watched
popular.
it.
I never
I've
watched it.
What about The Boys? Anybody watching The
do.
Boys?
I like it.
Man, that show
Is
is
it about
crazy.
the Cowboys?
That might be the craziest.
That'd be called The
The
Girls.
start of season 3 is the craziest
That's a fact.
thing I've ever seen on TV.
That's a fact. I don't.
You haven't watched Euphoria, I promise.
No.
Somebody told me
The
about-
We
Boys
can't
is-
tell you this
Yeah,
on.
The Boys
Somebody
is
told me about
insane.
The Boys.
It is.
It's insane.
I'll
like-
tell you after.
Yeah,
It is.
What is it on?
Prime.
Yeah.
Prime. It's nuts.
Like
Like you
Boys.
never know what's going to happen on that
No.
show.
Also, another one that I think just had season 3 or 4 in. I haven't watched it yet. Atlanta. I love the first 2 seasons. Donald Glover again.
Yeah, what is that on HBO or Showtime?
Hulu.
Yeah, but it's
It comes on.
from
It was
FX.
on FX.
Yeah.
FX. Okay, when I googled, like, I went through when I was researching this. I went through and looked greatest shows from this channel. It was like number 1 or 2 on FX, which kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because I'm big on Justified.
Atlanta's it's awesome, and
I have to watch it.
And it's like one of the 30-minute, like the short.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's not long at all. There's one episode that there's a character that's he's made after Michael Jackson, and it's like incredibly scary. You watch it.
That's the only episode I've ever watched of it, and it's
really
freaking
freaky.
creepy.
'Cause it's not.
So is it a horror show?
No, it's not.
That one episode
It's a comedy.
It went off
Yeah.
the beaten path for that one episode, and it's strange.
But they do that on a lot of, you know, it just go way away from
Yeah,
everything.
it's called Teddy Perkins. It's freaky.
How does everybody feel about their list? Y'all go back and look at it.
I mean,
I drafted with my heart. That's all I can do.
One more show I want to tell you about. Has anybody ever watched The Good Lord Bird with Ethan Hawke?
Never heard
I've heard about that. Yeah,
it's about
it's kind of new, huh?
Yeah, maybe two years old, maybe a year and a half. Not real sure,
Yeah.
but it's a short series and it's about John Brown. But it's done excellent.
Yeah.
You know, if you like history,
Make sure there ain't no one either.
I'd say check it out.
If we could have taken like reality type TV shows, I would have taken Jackass. I would have taken Jackass and Wild Boys.
Ridiculousness. Ridiculousness.
Ridiculousness.
That is a show I watch every time.
Did you ever
I
watch
turn it
Robin
on.
Big back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did.
Oh, I love Robin Big.
Or Fantasy Factory.
Fantasy
Fan-
Factory.
that's
was
what I
great.
watched. I watched Fantasy Factory.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Whatever happened to Big?
I think
He
he
died.
died.
He died
I
of a
thought
heart
so.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a cartoon I almost went with Recess.
Yeah,
Recess.
dude.
That was almost my last pick.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Recess. Okay,
That was
so
my
Recess
college
came
days.
out when I was like transitioning to become a teenager. We didn't call it that back in the day. There's more derogatory terms for that. But when I was becoming a teenager, that show came on. That was one of the cartoons that I watched anyways.
Cut.
Like even though I thought it was too cool for cartoons.
I watched it. I was like 17. I watched it on YouTube. The Disney logo was cut off half the way, but every episode was only like bootleg. Like I never watched the full screen until Disney Plus came out.
I remember
could
watching
watch
that as a kid. Loved it.
I loved it.
That
was
one I
great.
wasn't too cool to watch.
No, it was a great.
And then
show.
Drake and Josh. It's another one from my era a little bit.
Glee.
Yeah,
If y'all are into musicals,
Love
and
Glee.
stuff
Glee
like
was
that.
popular. Yeah.
Glee was top notch, man. I like musicals and I like music and stuff, so Glee was up my alley.
Well, one
American Idol
I'm
had
looking forward to watching is there's a new Lord of the Rings
Oh yeah.
show coming on.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Amazon. Are you?
Oh,
So it's
Lord of the
based on
Rings.
the movie.
Too much
I
fantasy.
think
stuff
it might
in
be a
there.
prequel or something.
Watch Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, the movie?
Yeah.
I haven't either.
I haven't.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I've never
What?
seen Harry Potter.
You've never seen
that,
The Lord of the
Star
Rings?
Wars.
That
Dude.
could be the greatest
Seriously?
series
No Harry
movies
Potters.
of all time.
That's a
No.
fact.
You ain't seen Harry Potter either. I can't.
It took them like
I've
20
watched
years
all the
to
Harry
make it.
Potters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
just
Lord
can't
of the
get into
you
fantasy
owe it to
stuff.
watch it.
Right.
Yeah, The Lord of the Rings is
Cinema
epic on another
masterpiece.
I know,
level.
and that's another one Michael tells me, like, bro, I don't know how we're friends. You ain't seen them.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
He's right. I mean, that's
You got to carve out about a week to watch it.
Yeah.
none of y'all's watched that.
I know.
And the
Wow.
crazy thing is like
I'm
my
going
roommate
to
in
soon.
college had it on. Like he would binge Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Derek Sanders would in college at my apartment. I didn't do it.
We get along pretty good then.
Old Beaver Cleaver, man.
All right, guys. Well, we went a little long on that one, but
That was fun.
it was
Yeah,
extremely
it was
fun. I mean,
I've been looking forward to this
Oh, yeah.
episode. If I'm
And
being
it could have
honest.
went 10 rounds if we had time.
Yeah.
It could have went
If
6
my
hours.
butt would last in this chair, we could have.
I got 20 shows we talked
I'm
about.
just waiting.
I got 20
more
more.
OJ references.
I mean, we could have a second draft on.
You could do 10 easy.
Yeah.
He remembers when TV started.
Yeah.
You know.
There was
I remember
something.
the first color TV.
There was something that was a little bit out there. I guess it might have been Cheers. That's kind of old.
Dude, Cheers is wonderful, man.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Speaking of Woody Harrelson.
Is Sanford and Son on your list?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That is a good one. I
I
do have
expect-
Shameless on there. Anybody watch
Yeah.
Oh, Shameless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shameless was
Man,
great.
that's one of my favorites. I just didn't know how
The
well.
Goldbergs.
Oh,
Ray
that's
Ray
right.
Donovan.
That is
Anybody
a
seen
good
Ray
pick.
Donovan?
That is it-
Ray Donovan's top
I,
notch for a
I
few
enjoy
seasons.
watching that show about as much as anything I ever
Really?
watch because it's
The
all
Goldbergs.
Yeah, because it
Goldbergs.
happened in the '80s, and at the end of every episode,
It's like Stranger Things, but not sci-fi.
But
Yeah.
you know, but Adam Goldberg that
Is
It's
that
based on
wrote
his
this
home
show.
videos, right?
Yeah, and so it'll show in an episode. Let's say he's videoing his friends doing this. Well, at the end of the episode, when the credits are rolling,
It
they
really
play
happened.
his actual videotape of that happening, of what
Oh, that's
happened in the
cool. Wow.
episode.
Cool. It is cool.
And it's
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
Yeah, we watched first
it's-
couple.
It's when the kid he's gay, right?
No.
What?
Oh, that's a different show then.
So-
Different show.
What are you watching?
It's the same era.
You know what? You know what else is funny?
Yeah.
Malcolm
Oh,
in the
no, there's a
Middle.
2013
That's what I was just about to
one.
bring
Malcolm in
up.
the Middle is a funny show.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
I
the
forgot
guy
about
on your
it. Forgot about
T-shirt.
it.
The guy on your T-shirt.
That's the older
Yeah.
brother. He's
My favorite show of his is Malcolm in the Middle.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, they did that show, The Middle, after
That's
Malcolm,
right.
and The Middle was hilarious.
Dude,
Yeah, it can
Mal-
hold its own.
Oh, yeah.
The Middle. Oh
The
my
Middle was
gosh,
great.
Brick.
That was good.
Have y'all
Brick,
seen?
oh
Have
my
y'all seen
God.
Malcolm in the Middle?
Uh-uh.
Oh my
Bryan
God.
Cranston.
It's my favorite Bryan Cranston series.
Forgot about the middle.
Yeah, the middle.
The middle is
that
hilarious.
was funny.
Malcolm in the Middle is in my second tier. Like seriously, y'all need to watch that show.
Yeah, it's good.
Tier?
Yeah, I did. I had my third tier was like Fresh Prince, Twilight Zone, 24 House, Boardwalk Empire. Anybody seen that? Holy crap, that's good. Mindhunter, have y'all seen that? Serial
Heard
killer?
it's good.
I've heard of that.
Married with Children, Home Improvement.
Hey, let's stop before we
Freaking the
before we
middle.
go first.
We'll never end if we keep going like this.
All right, come back for hour 4 after this.
That's
Had a
right.
blast, guys. We'll be doing it again. Shout
Great
out to
talk.
Woods coming on the pod. Yeah,
This was a good one for you to be on.
I feel like
Yeah,
he'll be
man.
back too. I feel like he'll be back.
yeah.
We're
Absolutely.
gonna do the 2000s comedies
Oh,
draft
I'm
eventually.
dying for that.
And
Judd
we'll have to have
Apatow
you on for
dominated.
that.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Thank
absolutely.
y'all.
Except
All
for
right.
Wedding Crashers.
Well, we'll see y'all. I guess Wednesday.
Yeah, something
Yep.
like that.
Take it out.
Y'all come
Chop
back.
on.
Who dat?
Go
Go
Tigers.
Tigers. Yeah. Shout out Peyton.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.